All right. Hi, Carrie. Am I coming through loud and clear? Because apparently TikTok Studio is saying that, okay, some sound was acting up. All right, all right. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Changing things up today for a little bit. Gaming stream, yes. I'll be doing some gaming later. But Carrie, the big thing I'm going to be doing today is going over some of my releases. Well, not some of my releases, but some of the uh, manga and light novels and all that kind of stuff that's coming out in 2025. So potentially, you guys can find some new titles that you might be interested in. It's like Carrie's waiting just for the notification that I go live. All right. Okay, let's see here. Hi there, Hanako. I am not. Well, technically, yes, but not that bad. Unfortunately, my injury has caused me to put on some weight. No. But yes, let's get it over here. Exactly right. So, how shall we do it? Let's go. Let's switch it over to this. Yeah, I got some titles. Let's see if I can get some more in here. Yeah. There's gonna be some obvious ones, like there's like the big Shonen Jump titles that people would expect, stuff like Vagabond, but there's also some really interesting ones I had to kind of dig a little bit deep for. But first, let's see, can I get... Okay, I need to figure out how to share this to the Discord. Alright, Genome. Monkey, have you read Kaiju number 8 and is it good? Yes, it is. I really enjoy Kaiju number 8. It's got a good mix of comedy, action. The main character can be a little bit annoying at times, but he's not too bad overall. You're pumped for Tokyo Alien Bros and Rai. Okay. I'm excited for one of those two. So one of those two is going to be pretty interesting because I've seen a lot of support for it. The other one I haven't looked into too much, but it does not seem like my type of story. But we'll see. Maybe I'll pick up both. Any general manga recommendations? Yes, Monkey. Let's see. If you're a fan of something like JJK, I'd recommend Twin Star Exorcist. It is fantastic. If you like, let's see, there's Kaiju number 8, which we already talked about. Mission Yozakura Family is also pretty underrated these days. If you kind of like rom-coms with like a little hint of teasing, maybe Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. All right. But yeah, I just want to get this started here, and then. Oh, hi, Amber. Thanks for the TikTok. Uh, it's a little bit different with the setup, seeing where the chat is and everything. GTO is a solid record. Yes. GTO may or may not. I think it's probably on the high up on Kodansha's list to eventually get the initial D treatment. Yeah, physical copy of Dragon Ball Daima. That probably could happen in the future. So I don't know, like, so with this kind of slide that I have going on here, I have it set by what's it called? I have it set by a release date. Mm-hmm. But yeah, here's the first one. Okay, go to rec. Bye. I have a cookie. Sorry, my daughter was here. Okay, so what got me into collecting? Just in general, I really enjoyed anime and manga in specific. Started off with the Shonen Jump magazine, started going from there, and then yeah, eventually got into Nisekoi. Technically, it was my daughter's idea to start collecting because she wanted to. But yeah, first one here I have. I'm kind of excited for, which comes out like week and a half or so. Even less than that is Blood Night Market. This one seems pretty interesting. I've heard some good things from for people that had read it, the Japanese version of it, and also it's a BL that's in a seinen magazine. So it's not going to be your typical BL. I have a feeling it's going to be more along the lines of something like Sasaki and Miyuno. So if you want to kind of tiptoe into the genre, this might be, or genre demographic, this might be worth checking out. But yeah, it's all about like vampire society. I dig this one. It's my favorite manga. You two are already starting problems today. But yes, one of my favorites right now is Magus of the Library. Next up was Ruri Dragon. Is this any surprise? And yes, this is what I was talking about, Amber, by the way. My chat was being a problem for me. Constantly mentioning Magus mentioned, Magus mentioned. But yes, Ruri Dragon's going to be a pretty interesting one, I think. I read the first few chapters on the Shonen Jump magazine, not Shonen Jump magazine, the Shonen Jump app, and it had a really solid start and then went on hiatus forever. Yeah. Hi, Nix. How are you? Yes, Magus is one of my favorites right now. It's a fantastic story. But yeah, this shouldn't come as a surprise anyway. This also comes out in January 7th. This one is interesting because a Beyblade manga is actually really freaking cool. Beyblade X is one of the new spin-off of the series right now. But what makes this one interesting is the people that are making the series. So Beyblade X here is it's being written by the author of Kakegurui, the creator of the anime series High Card, and then the art's done by the artist for Promised Neverland. So you got three pretty big heavy hitters there working on this series. And this just seemed cool enough to the point where, like, yeah, I'll probably at least get a volume or two to check it out. I mean, I got out of Beyblade a long time ago, but and yeah, the anime is pretty good. The first opening though is a complete banger. Now this one here, I know a lot of fans are gonna be excited for. The Firefly Wedding. So this is kind of an enemies to lovers kind of story, in a sense. But yeah, basically she's like the daughter of like a nobleman. Yeah, she's the daughter of a nobleman. She's kind of like looking to get married, but things aren't working out. And then what ends up happening is that there's a mysterious assassin that comes to, like, I guess, how would I put it? Take out the people that I think was she abducted at the point, and then basically she promises to like marry the guy if he doesn't kill her. And so it's like, yeah, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be. I'm kind of getting like Yakuza Fiance vibes a little bit from it. So, in terms of like that toxic romance, yeah. I have not read Gachikuta Monk. I have not. Is Fatal back? Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I have not pre-ordered this one yet, but I'm definitely gonna be checking it out. And it comes out on. Yeah, it comes out here on the 1st of January. Not 1st, 14th of January. And then Vagabond. Is this any surprise? I've been talking about this on my lives for like about a good month or so now, that the Vagabond Definitive Edition is something I'm going to be picking up, and that comes out on the 21st. Yeah, I've seen some pictures of what the volume looks like. It's gonna be a nice hardcover. Maybe something along the lines of, well, Viz already does some hardcovers, and they're a little bit above average. Yes, Quinn, that was Firefly Wedding. Yeah, Firefly Wedding is going to be a pretty big one. But yeah, then Vagabond, 21st. Everyone knows Vagabond by this point. So yeah, for those that have just kind of joined in, I'm talking about some of the big manga series and titles that are coming out next year. So you guys, if you're looking for kind of series to pick up, stay tuned because there's some interesting ones. Some of them are going to be interesting. Drag Q. This is one that kind of caught my eye when Kodansha announced it last year. They announced it at the same time as Thunder 3. But yeah, I'll just read the synopsis quickly. It says, high schooler Emily Kurosaki isn't like other girls. She's secretly a vampire, which means she can't smile, her fangs will show. She can't cry, her eyes will glow red, and she absolutely positively cannot fall in love with a human. Because love leads to bloodlust. The problem is Emily can't help staring wistfully whenever she sees a certain third-year delinquent. Then a fateful incident after school results in a surprise confession, followed by an even more shocking attack that reveals Emily's true nature. So it's basically a vampire delinquent story, ex-delinquent story. The cover sold me. This one's just seemed too interesting to me. Yeah. I'll have to look more into it because I want to see what some of the actual artwork in the series looks like, because sometimes the cover doesn't match the art inside, but I'm looking forward to this one. And this comes out very soon. So January 21st. This one here we already have a light novel for. Hell is Dark with No Flowers. So the light novel came out in, I want to say November. And so this is the manga version of it. This is technically like a supernatural BL. The synopsis is, Seiji Tono sometimes sees the people around him as monsters. It's a curse that has driven him to a life of despair. But all that changes when he stumbles across a bewitchingly beautiful boy in a huge European mansion. The boy introduces himself as Shiroshi Saijo, and before he knows it, Seiji has agreed to become Shiroshi's part-time assistant. It turns out that Shiroshi's proxy service is to consign yokai-possessed sinners to hell. So yeah, he's basically becoming like an exorcist assistant, and there's like a BL twist in it. This one looks quite interesting. This was coming out from Yen Press on the 21st as well. We'll see. I might be getting this one in. This one here, this one's kind of like, there's going to be some more like guilty pleasure series, which I don't mind. Yeah, this is just elves and teasing. Seems like fun. I kind of like the teasing rom-com aspect of it. That's kind of thing. But this comes out on January 28th. One Punch Man. Yes, I do have One Punch Man. Actually, it is right behind me. Right there. I just need to get volume, 29 is the one I'm missing. This one's Honoko Akabani's Bodyguards. I've heard some people talking about this one on social media. This one's kind of caught my attention for a while. It's another kind of delinquent story. Tyler, I need Junji Ito books. I do have one. I do have his retelling of Osamu Dazai is No Longer Human. Quinn, what's my favorite manga? Manga of the library right now. Do I have Berserk Deluxes? I don't, Matthias. .O. Is OPM coming out this year? Maybe. I don't know for sure when the date is. I'm like expecting fall. So yeah, this Honoko Akabani's Bodyguards. It says, delinquent high schooler Arakuni is drafted to protect his childhood friend Honoko Akabani, the secret daughter of a Yakuza leader. It's no small task, especially when they're up against hired assassins who also just have one job, to kill Honoko Akabani. So basically, I'm getting Mission Yozakura family vibes out of this one here. Yeah, you just picked up Osamu's version for a little. It's a little too edgy. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like it's kind of meant to be. It's kind of meant to be, how to put it. a really dark and depressing kind of like almost semi-autobiographical story for No Longer Human. Where's Hunter x Hunter in my anime list? I actually have the link in my bio. There is a whole bunch of other links to some of my other socials and stuff. I actually have my anime list stuff there, so you can actually check out what I see, what I've scored and what I think of it. Have I read Ayashimon? I have not, but Hunter x Hunter is up there and one of my favorites. Have I ever read Hiryasumi? It's my favorite currently. I've read Volume 1. I really like it. The problem is I struggle to talk about that series because every single little thing is a spoiler. Because but it is such a good story. Really heartfelt story. So Quinn, these are all mangas that are getting printed physically in English, coming out next year. These are all just manga, not anime, just manga. So yeah, this one's coming out from Kodansha, January 28th. Boruto, Two Blue Vortex. If you know about Boruto, this is... yeah. Some people will be picking this up, some won't. I'm trying to work on collecting all of the Shonen Jump stuff, so this is on my list for that reason. Yes, Firefly Wedding comes out very soon, Quinn. Next one. Now, this one really caught my eye just based on the synopsis. So it's based around two... well, I'll read the synopsis for it. It's supposed to be an absolutely hilarious rom-com. What it's about is the main character, it says, dweeby high schooler Uehara Yuki has created the perfect romantic comedy heroine. She's bashful, airheaded, and completely chaste. When an editor at Uehara's dream publisher coldly dismisses his manga story as trite and lacking realism, it sends him into a downward spiral that pushes him into the path of his bubbly, gorgeous classmate, who is also an aspiring manga artist herself. Having gotten a similar feedback on her own manga, she proposes... Miyamoto proposes she and Uehara engage in a fake relationship since neither of them have any romantic experience. But Miyamoto is far from the perfect heroine Uehara's concocted, and he certainly isn't the cocky hero from her story either. So it's kind of like them trying to pair up their own stories. Well, no, this actually the synopsis. The cover's the cover, and I don't judge a book by its cover, literally. What are the Dragon Ball pieces that you want to pick up? So I actually have some coming in that I've already ordered. You'll have to wait and see what those are, Gino. Hi, Jack. How are you? I'm glad you can make it out here. But yeah. Kingdom to drop physicals? Isaac, that probably will never happen. At least not until it's done. But yeah, this one's coming out from 7 Seas on February 4th. Now, here's where it gets also more interesting. For those that don't know, Pet Shop of Horrors, which is like a cult classic, kind of like supernatural horror manga, is actually coming out with a brand new collector's edition. How do I maintain my manga collection? Easiest way to do that is by keeping your books out of direct sunlight, keeping in a kind of low humidity environment. How many do you miss? You missed like maybe 5. I'll be posting this up in the Discord afterwards, so people that missed out, you can either check out the slideshow that I have here, or I'll probably be posting like a video, like a VOD of it up on YouTube or something. Do I have Chainsaw Man? Matt, I do have Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's just right up here. It's right beside me. So I think this is like slide number 7 or something. But yeah, Pet Shop of Horrors is getting a collector's edition. The last time this was printed was by Tokyo Pop like 15, almost 20 years ago. So this one is going to be... I know a lot of people are going to be picking this one up. This one is another one that caught my eye. Because this is a kind of darker Yuri. It's called I Want to Love You Until Your Dying Day. So, this is about it's kind of like GL, but also getting kind of Promised Neverland vibes out of it. So it says, death lurks behind a mysterious orphanage where children train to become magical weapons of war. Among them is Sheena, who longs to stop the fighting and end the conflict. On one gruesome night, Sheena meets a strange girl covered in blood with a smile on her face. The mysterious girl turns out to be a secret weapon, an immortal child soldier named Mimi. When the two become roommates, is there a growing tension and attraction? How will the peace-loving Sheena live with someone who welcomes death? This one really caught my attention because there's not too many action or dark Yuris out there. There's like Akuma no Riddle. There's oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. But yeah, this one's coming out from Kodansha on February 18th. So I'll be picking this one up for sure. Now, I'm not sure what size format it is, but yeah. I think it might be one of the larger ones. This one is funny. So this one is, if you're familiar with the Yuri demographic and Yuri genre, there's nothing that the Yuri fans hate more than a male protagonist kind of inserting themselves and kind of ruining the Yuri vibes. That's what this is. So basically, the main character gets isekai into another world, but as the annoying male character in one of his favorite Yuri games. So instead of trying to be the pest that interferes and kind of gets in the way. Oh, Jack subscribed. Thank you, Jack. That's awesome. But yeah, this one is just, yeah. It seems cool, like cool and kind of niche. I think this one is a light novel. I'd have to double check. But even then, yeah, you're amazing, Jack. This one here is another light novel. This is coming out from Yen Press on February 18th. This one is, I'll read the synopsis for it. It says, a young voice actress has been struggling for 6 months to get over the retirement of her favorite idol, Karen Kanazuki. One day, Karen appears as a new voice actress in Suzune's agency. While Suzune tries to play it cool and keep at her distance, Karen aggressively closes the gap between them. As Suzune starts to see the unexpected sides of Karen, she begins to perceive her not just as an idol, but as a woman. So, it's a cute fan X idol story. One of the things that really caught me here is the artist for the story, Minoru Chigusa. I've been following them on Twitter for like 3 years now, and their artwork's just fantastic. Oh yes. But yeah, this one's coming out from Yen Press. I'm looking forward to this one. Whereabouts in Canada do I live in Canada? I live in Alberta. Here's one. This is another light novel. Actually, no. This is a manga. And this is from Yen Press here. It's for the Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon, the Danmachi series. This is more of kind of like a behind-the-scenes kind of extra info dump kind of story. Yeah, this one here, like, a lot of people kind of give Danmachi kind of flack for it kind of being like a harem fan service story, but it's actually a genuinely well-written story. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of trauma. Yeah, I enjoy it. So yeah, this is an extra side piece for it. Oh, like if you're behind on the seasons, Danmachi just keeps getting better every single season. My favorite part was season 4. Season 4, it basically goes back to the pure survival aspect of it. Because remember, like early on season 1, like Bell gets trapped in the dungeon and he has to fight his way out. And Bell is just such a nice guy too. Liar Liar. This is one I've been seeing on Twitter for probably a couple of years now. Basically, the synopsis for this one is, the duels to determine the ranks among students is underway at the academy. Shortly after transferring schools, Hiroto Shinohara unseats the previous year's undisputed champion, Sarazu Sayonji, and soon becomes the fastest student in academy history to rise to the 7-star status. But is all this a lie? Which one, Richie? Are you talking about Liar Liar here, or Danmachi? Sylvia, what do you think about Soul Eater? I love Soul Eater. Soul Eater is just a fantastic story. Some of the characters are kind of interesting, a little bit quirky. Liar Liar does not have an anime yet. Also, this is the manga version. We already have the light novel. Light novel came out in like fall of last year, I believe. Oh, is it already out now? Because I thought it was coming out this year, 2025. Okay, interesting. I thought it hadn't come out yet. Next. Yeah. Fate Killy Liner Prisma Ilia. So there's finally a Fate manga being printed in English for like the first time in like a decade, and of course it's Prisma Ilia. I just want to get it because it's Fate, and I think it's an all-in-one. Do I prefer manga over novels? I do prefer manga. I'm not opposed to novels. Just sometimes it's hard for me to read novels because I kind of do have some bad ADD at times, and reading whole walls of text is kind of maybe it's just America. I honestly don't know, Gino. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. This one here, another guilty pleasure series. Whatever. It's just like a character that can't stop misunderstanding situations and just gets overwhelmed and flustered. This one, Four Lives Remain, Tatsuya Endo's Before Spy Family. This one comes out on my birthday, actually. That one does look interesting. I'm getting Akano vibes from High School DxD from that last one. But yeah, this is a collection of short stories by Tatsuya Endo, the creator of Spy Family. So for those that don't know, Tatsuya Endo has a whole bunch of series that Viz has published. Like, there's Blade of the Moon Princess, there is Tista, there's a couple other ones. And some of them were shorter, some of them were a little bit longer. I think not Tista, there's one where the character of Anya's came from. That's going to be in this. Yeah, this one's interesting. That cover, yeah. Yeah, oh, exactly. Teal from Ari Ferretta. That's completely the same. And I found Tio to be like a little bit annoying at first, but the more you realize her her antics, like it gets really funny. I really enjoy Tio. But yeah, that last one. This is the one I was talking about. Temamori's fantasies never stop. Yeah, basically. Hi, Hunter. I like this new format. I'm changing things up a little bit for today because I just wanted to talk about some new manga that are coming out. Manga, light novels, art books, stuff like that are coming out in 2025. So I think we're about like 14, 15 out of 60. So we still got a little ways to go. But yeah, this one comes out my birthday, which is cool. Rosen Maiden is getting a collector's edition. So this is a gothic kind of horror fantasy. Too Fast, Too Furious. What's up with people having huge manga collections? We just like it. I enjoy being surrounded by what I like, right? But yeah, Rosen Maiden is a classic from Peach Pit. Peach Pit has done, what other series? They did Zombie Loan. They did Dear S. Do we need that collector's edition? Honestly, the last time, this series has been out of print for about 15 years now. So, and it's been kind of hard to find the entire time. Did I sort this in a random way? So, Jack, this is all sorted by release date. So we start off, we're going January, February, now we're into March. I have some of them go all the way up until August. Because that's what we have so far. We have a couple release dates for August, some vaguely in the fall, but yeah, I'm excited for this one because I had some of the original Rosen Maiden, and there's also an anime out for this one. Have I read Gantz yet? I've watched the movies for Gantz. I've read some of it, and it's interesting, to be honest. I like the darker sci-fis like that. I kind of like the game aspect too. But Gantz is just weird. Thanks for the follow there, Food Fam. Next, Dead Rock. So this is the latest series by Hiro Mashima, the mangaka that made Rave Master, Fairy Tail, Eden Zero. At one point, he was working on 3 series at the same time, this one being the newest of them. Oh, the Gantz omnibus are awful to read. They're so thick and so small that like reading them is just a pain. But yeah, Dead Rock. I'll read the synopsis for those that don't know about this one. Welcome to Dead Rock, the underworld's top educational institution. A spot at this training facility for demonic mischief is all the young demon Yakuto has ever wanted, but in hell there's no such thing as an easy A. Plenty of Yakuto's fellow prospects won't survive the entrance exam, and even fewer will make it to graduation, so why bother? The prize for those who survive this death game through perdition is the world in the palm of their hand. Yes, this is Hiro Mashima's. Did Berserk was Berserk too much for you after the eclipse for you too? Berserk, I started reading it. Yeah, Hiro Mashima definitely has his own character designs, which works in his style because he's working on a bunch of series at once usually. Hunter, thanks for the tiny diny. But yeah, like it makes it easy for him to kind of go from series to series to series without having to waste time cooking up brand new character designs. It's more of like an economical kind of aspect of his artwork. Hell's Relic, do I have manga? Yes, I do. All right. So yeah, Dead Rock comes out on March 4th, my birthday as well. I'll be checking that one out. This one. Yuri fans were not excited about this one. This is another really kind of stupid, kind of guilty pleasure Yuri. It's just like the knight is obsessed with the princess, and the princess is obsessed with the knight. And yeah, this one is. It's going to be funny at the very least. I'm curious about it. I just want to check it out. But yeah, this one comes out March 25th. This one, rated E for everyone. Genome. Yeah. Well, luckily I'm the parent in this house, so I can say what's in my shelf and what's not. This one, the enemy feels the heat. This one, Yen Press announced, and it really caught my attention too. After failing to get into her desired high school, studious Nagisa resolved to keep her chin up and move on. That is until she meets a sickly girl named Mashiro at her new school, who throws a wrench in her plans. As she's the very reason Nagase flunked her exams in the first place. But Nagase decides she won't let it get her down and to upend her negative feelings. She vows to warm up to Mashiro. Delve into the clever but clumsy girl's captivating love story. Did anything release on January 25th? I can probably take a look for you. There's a couple at the end of January. What did I have marked down? Actually, let me... Vagabond. This is the 21st. And Dracu. Those are the other ones. So we're almost there. Oh, hi, Carrie. Carrie with a K. What's a little Yuri that's going to hurt anybody? Well, the problem, Tristan, is that the previous one was this one. Yes, so Vagabond and Dracu. Dracu is a vampire, X delinquent love story. That kind of caught my attention. Are there any other March birthdays here? Or is it just January's? But yeah, an enemy feels the heat. This one can be... I'm not sure if it'll be like a sad Yuri, but it's might be not quite enemies to lovers kind of thing, but close-ish. So this one. This is a Jose, I believe. Jesse, any come out on July 25th. We'll be getting to July pretty soon here, so if you want to stick around, you can see. But yes, this is Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. So this is a series with the stories done by the creator of Kakurio Bread and Breakfast for Spirits. And then the artwork is done by the artist for Captive Hearts of Oz and Alice in the Country of Clover. This comes out end of March as well. So, this is young, cheerful Nanao can't wait to marry her betrothed, Reito, the young lord from the Byakurenji family. But that changes one night when she is attacked by a vengeful yokai spirit, an Ayakashi, leaving her scarred with the mark of a demonic curse. Her cousin, Akemi, seizes the chance to steal away her fiancé, but that it doesn't matter. Reito now finds her repulsive, and Nanao is forced to wear a monkey mask to hide her scar and live in the life of an outcast. Years later, she meets Yako, the willful young scion of another noble family. When Nanao's mask shatters after an accident, Yako sees her face and is drawn to her beauty and great spiritual power. But there's more to the handsome young lord than meets the eye. And when Yako offers Nanao a way out of her torturous life, the new life that awaits her is filled with more mystery and intrigue than she could ever imagine. This one. Jesse, I read a lot of books, but I want to start reading anime. I need to start. Okay, so when it comes to manga, I'd say, well, almost fell backwards in my chair. I think a good place to start is some pretty easygoing rom-coms are always a safe bet. I like something like Komi Can't Communicate. What are some other good rom-coms out there? Let's see. I like Nisekoi. Some people might not like that one as much. If you like kind of stuff, if you kind of like more action series, I'd recommend like Jujutsu Kaisen. If you like straight up romances, I'd recommend Sign of Affection. Too Fast, Too Furious. How big is my collection? I have over 5,000 volumes. So right behind me, you can probably see maybe about 1,500 of them. Yeah. But this one, I was not sold on this one at first. Kind of slipped by me a little bit. But as I was making this, I was going through a whole lot of the brand new series coming out, and just reading it and taking a better look at it. This one caught my attention a little more. Have I read ReZero? Yes, I have read ReZero. I started reading it. I prefer the anime for ReZero because there's like a whole aspect of creepiness that does not come out of the manga as well that the anime just really nails, like the sound effects, the sound design, the soundtrack as well. Also, the voice acting for ReZero is really good. Are you aware of the Veil releases by Udon? Yes, I am, Demetrius. I'm really into. I actually, my boss is technically the person that's publishing that with Udon. She's working with them to put that out, and finally, it kind of got out of its little where it was stuck in limbo a little bit, and so now they're going to be releasing volumes 1 and 2 at the same time, I believe. Any fictional books? Well, technically they're all fiction, but I don't have any traditional actual like novels in this area. How much would you say for the average prices for manga? Is around the same as regular books? So, prices generally start at around $11.99 US for a manga, just for a single volume, and they can go up to. It depends on like the format of it, the if it's an edition. Carrie and Genome. Okay, I'll say it. If you're looking for a manga recommendation and you love books, I'll recommend Magus of the Library. There you go. You two are happy now. How can I create a manga? Come up with a story, start writing. Sometimes you might not be able to have sometimes you might not have the art necessary for it, but there's also always people out there that are looking for art, looking to do artwork for stuff. You might just need to find the right people. Next one. It's All Your Fault. So this one I've been looking forward to for a while. Because this one is by Mary Hachi. So Mary Hachi did a series called Love to Lie Angle. And when people ask me what the rarest manga I have in my collection is, Love to Lie Angle is one of them, because there's very, very few copies out there. I only know of 2 copies that exist. I have one of the 2. But this one here is Yuri or GL series that's kind of in the same kind of vein as My Dress-Up Darling. Shiho is a troublemaking otaku aiming to create the most perfectly accurate costumes. Yotogi is a popular cosplayer with over 200,000 followers who is known for her revealing outfits. These girls are like fire and ice, clashing as they strive to become superstars in the world of cosplay. Which one? Love to Lie Angle, Jack? Nothing, because people don't know it exists, right? It's one of those things where... Also, it's like only 1 volume of the series was ever printed before the publisher just said, we're not going to do anything. Any difference between new school and old school manga? Why are all of these mostly GL? I like GL. I read a lot of the Yuri or GL stuff. And this one is, like, some of them more kind of pique my interest. This one here I've actually been looking forward to for a while. Any difference between new school and old school? It's just kind of like terms of art style, kind of writing styles. Pacing is also a little bit different. Pacing nowadays is a lot faster than back before. Is there any romance? Yes, there's a couple of romance ones. This one being one of them. GL is girls love. So it's like kind of lesbian romance stories. But yes, I am starting to get into more BL as well. There's gonna be a lot of everything in here. Actions, there's romances. Like, this is a straight up supernatural romance. Next one, Super Ball Girls. This is a wild one. So the art style might seem familiar because this is the art is done by the creator of Prison School. But the writer for this one is the writer of Blue Lock. So Blue Lock is the really popular the really popular soccer manga right now. But yeah, Super Ball Girls is going to be I want to see what this was about, because even people I've talked to, people I've talked to just they're like, what is the story? It's just supposed to be wild and crazy. It says, Ichiyoshi is tired of his boring life working at a chocolate factory and keeping his greatest wants close to his chest. While walking home one Christmas night, he catches a mysterious super ball bouncing out of the darkness. He throws it as hard as he can, and an impossibly beautiful woman appears before him. Yes, Prison School's art is really good. Story, though, it's so over the top. Kind of, Muneyuki Kaneshiro, yeah. So this is, yeah. It's like the Blue Lock's writer, but with Prison School's artist. I don't know. That's kind of what I want to find out, Jack. Yeah, it's a weird and wild combo, but I'm all for it. I want to check it out. So, Versus Love. So this is a BL twist on Romeo and Juliet. So it's Romeo and Romeo. So it says, two schools alike in dignity in fair Japan where we set our scene. Our boys' love take on Romeo and Juliet between rival delinquents and their gangs. From the creator of Blood Night Market, which is the very first one that I have on this thing here, on this little slideshow that comes out in literally a week and a half or so. But it says, Fuun High and Raiden High are two rival schools locked in intense turf war led by their top students, Ibuki Marin and Suzumi Nikuro. But one day away from the rivalry and fighting, the two gang leaders meet. Unaware of their enemies, a love begins to blossom between them. Though they're destined to be enemies, will these star-crossed lovers come together? Or is this a story destined to be a tragedy? So yes, Romeo and Romeo. Anime cookies. I just bought all 14 volumes of Prison School for Boxing Day. Awesome. Yeah, you're pretty lucky that you got all of Prison School for because some of them can be a little bit hard to find. But yeah, this is yet another one by Chizu Ogawa. And Carrie, yeah, I think you'll like this one. Pink Candy Kiss. So, this is another GL. This is another GL, but this is kind of like a lost love kind of story. It says, can Takara find happiness with the girl she loved in middle school, or is she 20 years too late? After 20 years apart, Takara reconnects with Emma, a classmate from middle school, and the girl she nearly kissed. She's bewildered by how the shy, quiet girl she once knew has grown into a beautiful woman with an air of mystique. Despite Emma being married, Takara can't help but think there's something special about Emma's cool, soft hands against her skin. So yeah, is it a little bit of cheating? Is it a little bit of there is a bit of GL. There's out of 60, there's I think 7 total. This is number 4. So, all things considered, there's not that much GL. There's just some of it. And yeah, Pink Candy Kiss is going to be... I don't know if it's going to be spicy or not. I don't know if it's going to be drama heavy. I think it is going to be pretty drama heavy, though. And the reason why I kind of like GLs and stuff like that is because I like the relationship dynamics in the stories. I don't... Like, when it comes to more like the shonen romances, they're very fantastical. Then there's other ones that are like some of the shoujo ones I've read. They're very idealistic romances where it's like they're not realistic in some senses, where it's like, oh, it's like the shy, quiet, nerdy girl with a very hot, popular boy. That happens sometimes, but it's not a common thing in reality. That's not all of them just to say that, let's be clear, that's not all shoujos. That is some of them. But then again, there's also the shonen ones that are just very. It's like, oh, yeah, main character has a harem. Well, that's new and inventive. Yuri tends to be a lot more realistic. GL and BL tend to be a lot more realistic. Gene Bride. So this is, I think, a josei. So this is coming up from Seven Seas on April 8th. And it's a sci-fi drama about a woman sick of workplace misogyny and the man she just happened to be matched with in a middle school experiment. This is Isahaya Ichi is fed up with men, a woman navigating a world where she's underestimated at work because of her gender and sexual, and is harassed. But when her former classmate, Misaki, unexpectedly shows up, everything changes. He claims to be the other half of her destined pair from a junior high school event called Gene Bride, where genetic information matched students into couples for a day. While Ichi barely remembers the event, Misaki's sudden reappearance sparks a journey of rediscovery and buried secrets. Yes. Have you heard of I'm Getting Married to the Girl I Hate Most in My Class? Yes, I have heard of that one, Good Penguin. I looked into it when I was making this list. Did I put it on here? I don't know. Gene Bride is going to be really interesting, Demetrius. I'm excited for this one. The sci-fi twist is an interesting one. But we'll see. This one's coming up from Seven Seas on April 8th. Yeah. Kaiju number 8, B-side. I have watched some of NGE. I have watched some of NGE. I haven't watched all of it because there's like a maze of movies you have to get through too. I just haven't gotten around to it. How fast do you read a manga? So it depends on the manga. So if it's a really action-packed kind of series with little dialogue, I tend to read volume maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. If it's a dialogue-heavy story and there's a lot of interesting artwork and a lot of interesting details, it can take me up to like 2 hours. But yes. Gene Bride is going to be very interesting, Jesse. Nino, One Piece opinion. What is my One Piece opinion? I love it. Am I going to watch season 3 of Spy Family? I've kind of stopped with Spy Family, both reading it and watching it, because it kind of slowed down. But I will be picking it up eventually. I just need a little break from the series. Because for me, I really like the spy kind of like Cold War kind of aspect to it, and the whole found family aspect I really enjoy too. But there's times of Spy Family where it kind of deviates into like really slice of life heavy, and that kind of just derails the momentum the series had going for it at times. Do you think manga is a perfect mix of graphic and text? I think so. I really enjoy the format. Do you have Attack on Titan Before the Wall? I don't. Yeah, Jesse, I have an entire complete collection of Lord of the Rings. I read, that's like what, 1,200 pages roughly, and I think I read that in about 11 hours. So when it comes to like text stories, I could read really, really fast and absorb the information really, really fast. But what is your favorite up-and-coming manga? Like, it only has 3 or less volumes released currently. Crux. The Catman of the Princess Knight, Sister and Giant. Both have 2 volumes each. Excellent Property, Reject for Residence is another one. It has 2 volumes as of right now. I'm really into... There's Smoke Mine in the Supermarket with You, which has 3 volumes. Some of these here are coming out, and they're going to be having other short series. You read 100 chapters of Dandadan in 2 hours. Holy crap, that's a lot. Thanks for the follow, Jesse. Alright, should we go over the next one? Well, I haven't actually talked about this one. Kaiju number 8, B-side. Yeah, this is basically a side story for Kaiju number 8. Where do I buy my manga from? Amazon, Indigo, but the majority of what I have I buy secondhand. So I go to secondhand bookstores, I go to thrift stores, library sales. I also buy a lot of Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace is a great place for buying manga for pretty cheap. As you're buying from other collectors, the condition is generally really good, and you're paying like a fraction of the price. This one here is probably... how would I put it? Well, I put it in... Yeah, I think it's definitely one of my top 5 most excited for series next year. So Kaya-chan Isn't Scary comes out from Seven Seas on April 29th. So this one here, it is an action horror slice of life comedy. Basically take Miroku-chan, which is the slice of life and horror aspect where the girl's kind of pretending the spirits don't exist, but instead take that main character out and throw in Anya from Spy Family. So I'll read the synopsis. It's crazy. Are you braver than a kindergartner? Find out with this horror manga that takes place in the most unlikely of places, and there's also an anime coming up for it. Akaya-chan is a notorious problem child in her kindergarten, but none of the adults know her secret. Till Chi-sensei is put in charge and learns Kaya-chan's hidden ability to see evil spirits and vanquish them with a punch. So what will happen to this 5-year-old who gets in trouble when she's only trying to help? So yeah, Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. This is going to be interesting. Because like I said, it's basically, the main character is basically Anya from Spy Family. And she kind of gets in trouble at her kindergarten for kind of pushing her classmates and kind of being a little bit rough. But she's doing that because the spirits are bugging her classmates, and she just like pushes her classmate out of the way so she can punch the spirit. It's just wild and crazy and cute and funny. I'm really looking forward to this one. Kai-chan Isn't Scary is not out yet. It just got announced November. So, but it also has an anime coming out, which is good. One Piece Heroines. This is kind of a side story novel, not a manga. This is a novel. So this is a side story following Nami as kind of like a fashion icon. Robin basically doing research. Robin with Koala and Sabo. Vivi is basically someone anonymous sends Vivi like an anonymous love letter. And then Prona is just Prona and Zoro antics. Yeah, so Jack actually did put out a video about Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. So that's probably where you picked up on it. Why the heck does Japan release so many mangas? They release a lot because it's so popular there. Do you know which JJK volumes come out in English this year? So JJK 24 just came out, so we're probably going to see 25, 26, 27 at least. Maybe 28 as well. So we probably won't get the series finished until 2026. Unless Viz decides to speed it up and release all of them this year, which could happen. But yeah, VV has Riz. Ready for another GL? So this is Idol x Idol Story. It is by the creator of New Game. So the New Game is that all-girls game dev manga that I have been mentioning recently. This one's kind of cute. It's meet Mimi, a college grad working part-time at a convenience store. Once an aspiring idol, she abandoned her dream when her group failed to make it big. Enter Ibuki, a rising star inspired by Mimi's past. Their unexpected encounters reignite Mimi's passion for the spotlight. Together they decide an audition for a high-stakes idol competition show. Can they achieve their dream and forge an unbreakable bond, or intense rivalry tear them apart? Yes, idol love in GL. So technically, both New Game and this one are Shoujo Ai, which is not Yuri GL, but it's more of like an implied kind of relationship. Maybe there's like a close bond, which sometimes does not always cross over into the like romance aspect, but it's kind of like walks that line between like GL and not. Exactly, good penguin. If like for those that like Oshi no Ko, this would probably be up there. It doesn't have the same kind of like drama that Oshi no Ko has, but I've heard a lot of really good things from this. When this got announced, the Yuri fans went crazy. But yeah, this comes out April 29th. And I think now we're on to May. Have I read FMA yet? Yes, I have. Too Fast, Too Furious. Cosmos. I forgot to mark down who the creator of this one is because this is interesting. Cosmos is the new series by the creator of Beelzebub. So Beelzebub is an older kind of... what was that? My TikTok went a little bit crazy. That was the most obnoxious notification to kind of swipe and be active, because apparently I'm inactive. But yes, high schooler Kaide uses his uncanny ability to sniff out the fact from fiction for Cosmos, an intergalactic insurance company whose clients are extraterrestrial visitors to Earth, and now his own life is about to get out of this world. So Kaide is searching for a missing classmate, and he is shocked to learn his lost friend is actually an alien in a human flesh suit. Grateful for Kaide's help with her case, cute and ruthless intergalactic insurance investigator Rin headhunts him. Kaide's experiential job interview leads to an epic battle on a commuter train, treachery, and the location of a hidden spaceship. But before you can decide whether to accept the job or not, Kaide discovers another alien hidden in plain sight, one with a tragic story to share. Do I know what Dandadan comes out this year? So, Dandadan volumes. See, let's see. We're at volume 10 that just came out recently. So we're getting 11, 12, 13, 14. I think. Looks like Yamato a little bit from One Piece. Yeah, she does. But like I said, this is actually a series by the creator of Beelzebub. It's very similar to Katekyo. It came out around the same time as Katekyo Hitman Reborn, D. Gray Man, those kind of stories. So if you've been around the shonen kind of scene for a long time, you'll know what Beelzebub is. Yeah, this one's gonna be interesting. It comes out from Viz on May 6th. Yes, this one. The other MILF fantasy. I just want to see how big of a train wreck this is. Yes. So basically what ends up happening is the main character gets kicked out of the hero's party, and his like, oh, okay, so your moms are now mine. That's literally the entire premise of it. I remember when this came out in Japan, the shitstorm that happened on social media was insane. How this even got made. I just want to see this train wreck for myself. It's like the whole Rent-A-Girlfriend shit all over again. Genome, you have to. But yes, like I said, after getting kicked out of his first adventure party, one man is ready to give them a mother of a time with his brand new MILF party. Yeah. What the hell is right? I'm going to be picking up at least one volume of this. This is from Seven Seas, by the way. I'm going to be picking this one up, like I said, just to see the kind of shit show it is. It is, at the very least, it's going to be funny. Just the experience reading it, it's going to be funny. So, yes, that comes out May 6th as well. So, tune into the Midnight Heart. Is this a GL? Apparently it's not. Are manga artists just running out of ideas? Yanni, yes and no. What they're intending to do is some of those series is they're trying to just come up with the weirdest and wildest stories possible, just because that's what sells well. Everything is a GL if you try hard enough. It's giving After Hours. So this actually gives me a lot of vibes of Girls Band Cry. Also, there was another one that came out. Jellyfish Swim Alone in the Night. But, not quite. In this new harem rom-com, technically it is a harem rom-com, a lonely rich kid's heart is stolen away by an angelic voice on a live stream. He only knows her as Apollo, and he's dedicated himself to finding her, but his own haughty rough edges are his own worst enemy. This is from the creator of Senryu Girls. Senryu Girls is voiceover girls, I believe. Basically, this is about voice acting, music, and VTubing. Top right looks like Eris. Yeah. But yeah, this one's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. This comes out from Kodansha on May 6th. Next, are we doing a version of anime coming out? Richie, I can take a look at that, for sure. Because I know we know what's coming out for anime starting in starting in January. Then we also know some of the stuff that's coming out in April, May. I can look at doing that. I might start doing that on maybe January 2nd. I'll have to look at whenever the next streaming day I could do this is. Rarest manga I got, Kurt. I have a lot of rare manga. I have Umineko, Knights of the Zodiac. One I was talking about earlier is Love to Lie Angle. I only know of 2 copies that exist. Mars, have you read Goku Rakugai? I love Goku Rakugai. It has some of my favorite character designs in manga right now. Tao is just a complete babe and badass. I love her design. And then Alma. Alma's a freaking goofball. TikTok made you rich. Dodoran, I think you mean Dandadan? No, I was reading that series way before the anime was even announced. Here we go. Here's a Jose. Because I don't know how TikTok likes words, so I didn't want to spell sex drive. Yes, this is coming out from 7 Seas on May 8th as well. So, does anyone want the synopsis for this? Because it's wild. So, it says, when one woman is afflicted with a disease that causes her to go into heat, she winds up in the world of sex espionage paired with a handsome, experienced man. So, this is more of an adult's kind of steamy spy romance. This is a Josei series, so it's meant for like adult women. It says, June's life is turned upside down when she is afflicted with a strange disease and becomes a Venus. As a Venus, June produces excessive pheromones affecting those around her, which makes her quite the liability. After she is inevitably fired from her job, her only option is to work with an intelligence agency that specializes in sex espionage. Yes, M for mature. Very much an M for mature series. I wonder how they tied espionage into this plot. I'm assuming like the whole kind of femme fatale kind of thing, because that's always been a trope in kind of spy and espionage stories. May does have some weird ones. Does this have an anime? No, it does not, Jason. But yes. But yeah, basically, the female agent, she's paired up with an aloof but handsome Isui to help June become more comfortable and use her more... Okay. To help June become more comfortable and used to the more intimate parts of the job, Isui takes the lead. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest because TikTok's not going to like it. Do you think Catch These Hands is a good series? I've read Catch These Hands. I'm not into it. Yes, Ellie. We are dead ass. This is, remember, this is a woman's Josei series. So like a woman's romance story. Let's keep that in mind. This is like these smut novels that you find in the grocery store. Just off to the side. The Harlequin romance kind of stories. So yeah, this comes out May 8th. On to the next one. Snow Angel. I don't like that Crunchyroll censored everything. I don't think Crunchyroll censors and as much as people think they do. Sometimes there's the localization process. They have to change certain things so it's more understandable for like English audiences. But it's not so much they're censoring things. Was Budster watching Overflow? No. Snow Angel here is actually one of our Shoujo Beat titles that's coming out next year. So this one looks really cute, really wholesome. This is called Snow Angel and comes out in May 13th. A reunion with her childhood friend gives a depressed young caregiver the push she needs to live for herself and find love. Muku Shiroshika's happy and carefree childhood comes to an abrupt end after her father's tragic death. In the 10 years since, she's worked as a thankless caregiver for her dementia-suffering grandfather. Between taking care of her family, searching for a job, and enduring her grandmother's constant criticism, Muku finds herself drowning. Not literally. She's desperate to escape, but with nowhere to go, Muku loses hope. That is until her childhood friend Yuto appears on her doorstep one snowy day, inspires her to live for herself. Long are the days when Muku Shiroshika would play carefree in the snow with her childhood friends. Thrust into a thankless caregiver role, Muku wants to break free from her oppressive family and regain control of her life. So, this is going to be a really heartfelt story. This is reminding me of Santa Chronicles, We Were There. This, if you're a shoujo fan, this is going to be like the top of the list for a lot of people. This is some gorgeous art. This is like right first thing before even reading the synopsis, the cover caught my attention, and I wanted to know immediately more about this one. And this one will probably have you bawling your eyes out. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm excited for this one here because everyone needs a good sad story. Also a kind of yeah. For some reason, Spacewalking with You, the image for it would just not stay. I downloaded multiple copies of the cover art, and it just could not work. So, Spacewalking with You is a buddy comedy. It's a coming of age buddy comedy about. Actually, let me just read the synopsis. One's an apathetic loner, one has his head in the stars, and they have no idea how much they need each other. The coming of age buddy comedy became a surprise hit in Japan. It was named a top shonen series of the year in a Japanese industry poll, which means that people working in the industry voted on this as one of the top shonen series. So yes, this one unfortunately the image could not load onto this for whatever reason into the Google Slides. Kobayashi just can't focus, not on studying, not on work, and the adults in his life think he's in danger of becoming a worthless dropout. Then one day, a strange new presence arrives in his class, an energetic and naive kid named Uno. Kobayashi saves Uno from getting scammed, and that close encounter leads to a new friendship. Uno's definitely a space cadet, but Kobayashi can't help admiring the way he floats through life. Maybe before he knows it, he might start feeling his feet lift off the ground too. So this one was nominated for the Manga Taisho Awards. So like the new manga awards that kind of Japan puts out. This was a top 10 series. It's not that it was not available in my region. I like I said, I downloaded multiple copies, both off of like from what Yen had sent, Kodansha had sent me, off of what I'd found on Google. For whatever reason, it just wouldn't load. But yeah, buddy comedy. And apparently this has over 600,000 copies sold in Japan. So it's off to a really good start. So this one here, we already have the light novel of. This is the BS Situation of Tugetsu Umidori. So the light novel came out in November or early December, and this one here is the manga version of it. The manga version comes out in May 27th. Also, now, are anyone here VTuber fans? Because if you're VTuber fans, the character designs might, you might recognize the character designs. Because the illustrator and designer for the series is actually a VTuber herself that goes by Nachoneko. Now, they've actually designed other VTuber models for other VTubers, including Gargura. So that's why this character looks like Gargura a lot, the shark girl, because she was designed by the same artist for the series. I'll read the story. Actually, the BS Situation, her name is Bullshit Chan. Actually, that's her name. One day, Tugetsu Umidori suddenly receives a mysterious request from Nara Yoshino, a classmate of hers she is rather close with. Little does she know, however, that this is only the beginning of a series of bizarre events. Soon after, an enigmatic girl in a cat hoodie shows up at her Umidori's house calling herself Bullshit Chan, or BS Chan. Thanks to her, all manner of strange things happen, including toilet borrowing, betrayals, threats, and a grapple for freedom, and finally a desperate plea for mercy. Once everything is over, the strange girl asks, "Hey, will you kill the lies with me?" And without knowing why, Umidori just joins in on her quest. This is going to be... I've heard the light novel's just insane. It's just crazy shenanigans. And like I said, if you like VTubers, you'll instantly be attached to the designs. We need a mukbang manga. Kind of, there are kind of some. There's she likes to eat, she likes to cook, or she likes to cook, she likes to eat, and then there's other very food-centric stories. There is Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen Noodles. Basically, it's about a professional that loves ramen. And it's just about basically her trying to check out all the different ramen restaurants around her. For some reason, that has 11 volumes, I think. But yeah, so there is... Yeah. Do I have a favorite manga genre? Mars. I would say my favorite's probably... It's a tie between rom-coms and mysteries. At the end, would I make a top 5 mangas that I'm waiting for? I'll probably be putting out an actual video just for that, Richie. So after I'm done my stream, I'll be posting this video up on YouTube, as well as on my Discord. And then I'll probably be making a video of my top 5 for people to check out if they want to see. Yeah, so, one of them I did mention is Kaya-chan. Like, Kaya-chan isn't scary. The kindergarten girl and the horror manga. Yeah, that's one of my top 5. This one might also be one of my top 5. This is a very mystery heavy story. This comes out May 27th as well. It's called Stardust Family. It says, in a world set in the future, children hold the authority to determine who may become parents. Having children is illegal, unless a couple first passes strict examination conducted by a child that certifies them as capable providers. It is a veritable utopia with no child abuse, or at least so it may seem. Hikari is one such examiner in the system, spending his days evaluating prospective parents, but one day, he comes across a couple that isn't quite like the others. This is a bizarre, mystery-heavy story, and this is one of the ones that immediately got me hooked. It's like kind of role reversal when it comes to families, where the kids are kind of in charge in a sense. Yeah, I'm. This one has really piqued my interest. But yeah, like I said, comes out May 27th. So, and this is from Yen Press as well. So I will definitely be doing a review for it. It is coming out next year. So basically I'm just going over a whole list of stuff coming out for 2025. Some of them they already may have light novels out already in English. It's just some of them. This is going to be a manga one. I think, from what I remember, this is an all-in-one as well. So it's a 2-volume compiled story into one omnibus. I could be mistaken. I could have them mistaken with another series, but I do believe it's this one here. I think this is the last GL, I swear. Desperate March for Love. This also comes out from Yen Press on May 27th. Rei has feelings for Ami, a girl in her class who's always been kind to her. So when she confesses to Ami, she fully expects to get turned down until Ami says she likes her back. But now that they're officially a couple, Ami seems a little off. While Rei is head over heels for her, Ami is a player who isn't even sure how to love just one person. Rei is crushed by Ami's seemingly careless approach to her relationship, but even so, she won't give up. Will Rei's earnest but cumbersome feelings for Ami win out in the end, or is the girl she loves simply too far out of reach? Is this poly? I don't know if it is poly, but it kind of. Basically, it's because one of the two main characters has feelings for other girls as well, not just the main girl that she's actually dating. So it could be a bit of a poly, it could be a bit of a cheating one. I don't know if it'll go fully into cheating. It looks too cute and wholesome for that, but I could be wrong. Genome, my life is Inukai-san's dog. No. Just no. Omnis are... Yeah. The art style looks really unique. It kind of gives me kind of... What's that series? I kind of get some Komi in terms of the art style, like old Komi in this art style. Other dog manga, I don't think I have any dog manga put down here. I don't really get into too many pet series unless I kind of just stumble upon them. I don't think I have any of them on this. We'll see. 13th Footprint. So, does anyone know who Kei Sanbei is? No, Kingdom EJMG. Kingdom does not have an English print. Has not been licensed. There's no news on it. Probably won't even happen until the series is actually over. But 13th Footprint. That's because so for those that don't know, 13th Footprint is by the creator of Erased, Kei Sanbei, who did Erased, and this comes out May 27th as well. It says, following their son Ao's release from the hospital, Toya, Haru, and Ao were all ready to start their new life in their picturesque new home. Well, that was before the postcards arrived. Each postcard details an event, one that won't happen until the next day. Follow this family on an adventure unraveling the mystery, stopping to help everyone they can along the way. So this one here is kind of a mystery. where the family ends up getting postcards showing stuff that's going to happen the next day, and this family is like, well, we got to stop this. So it's a little bit of a mystery, not so much a timeline kind of shenanigan story like Erased, but this, like, I like the mystery aspect of this. This has my attention fully. I'm not sure if this will be one of my top 5, but it's going to be up there for sure. Maybe top 10. Yeah. Erased was pretty awesome. Kindergarten Wars. This comes out May 27th also. It says, Rita is Convict 999, a former legendary assassin who now works at a kindergarten for the children of world leaders. Her job is to protect the school children from the clutches of would-be assassins sent after them. But even with her overwhelming strength, Rita has a weakness. She's head over heels for good-looking men. Yes. So this one is stupidly funny. It's actually on the Shonen Jump app right now. Hi, Jake. Yeah, we're having a pretty good time here. We're talking about lots of the stuff coming out in 2025. A lot of the manga series. We're already in May. But yeah, there's some really cool ones like Kindergarten Wars here. Yen Press is putting it out, which is weird, because a lot of people expected it to be from Viz because, well, Shonen Jump, right? No, Yen got it. I think, and this is just me speculating on this, with this series, and it being called Kindergarten Wars, I'm thinking Viz passed on it because they did not want another situation with Assassination Classroom, because Viz is getting a lot of negative media attention because of Assassination Classroom being banned from like schools and libraries and stuff like that in the US. So Kindergarten Wars will just kind of bring that back into focus all over again. Oh. I have my camera tracking on. What the hell? I just realized that. So yeah, Assassination Classroom has been banned from some schools, like Florida, Tennessee, Louisiana, Utah, some other places. Yeah, some manga is actually getting banned. So Assassination Classroom. I'm thinking Kindergarten Wars because, well, guns in schools. This one is basically the same thing, except for it's the teachers with the guns this time, and they're trying to prevent assassins from killing the kids. I think the more I talk about this, the less TikTok is going to like it. But yes, this one's really good story. You can already read it on the Manga Plus or Shonen Jump app. Yes, Alina. Oh, I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing, Alina? Next one. Spy and Wolf is getting a collector's edition. And this comes out also May 27th. May is a busy month for manga, by the way. So by now, everyone knows Spy and Wolf. Spice and Wolf. So I don't really need to go into the synopsis for this one, but a brand new hardcover collector's edition. Yeah, a lot are May 27th. Because all of these ones for May 27th are from Anime NYC, which happened in, what, October? So, yeah. So, like, Anime NYC was a big time for licensing announcements. So, yeah, Spice and Wolf Collector's Edition. It'll be a nice deluxe edition. And Yen does a really good job with their deluxes. I really like them. So, I'll be picking this one up as well. Now, we're into June. And June's also going to be a busy month. Kill Blue here is by Tadatoshi Fujimaki. So those that don't know, Tadatoshi Fujimaki is the mangaka that made Kuroko's Basketball. So they're not reviews. These are upcoming series for 2025. So series that we're going to get physically. Me just kind of going over the ones that I'm excited to see. And excited to read for myself. And just kind of, yeah. Also kind of just kind of sharing what I'm interested in with everybody and hopefully giving other people ideas for stuff that they can eventually pick up. But Kill Blue. It says, hardened hitman Juzo Ogami is in for the mission of his esteemed career, surviving life as an average middle school student. Juzo Ogami has never led a normal life. He was picked up by a criminal organization as a child and grew up to become a legendary hitman, but his life takes him his turn when he is bitten by a mysterious insect and becomes a teenager again. Can this battle-hardened assassin handle the rigors of middle school life? So yes. So this one is an interesting one. So it's kind of like Yeah, professional hitman gets put back in high school. I don't know too much about it besides that. It's been in the Shonen Jump magazine for a while now. It's got like, yeah, it's kind of like Spider-Man, a little bit of, well, there's another series that's very much like it, but that's a very mature story. And like I said, this is by the creator of Kuroko's Basketball, so they're a well-known mangaka. They are good at writing stories because Kuroko's Basketball went on for 30 volumes. No, technically not an isekai. This is kind of just the age regression story. Are we ready for more spicy ladies romance stories? You Will Become My Wife is this one here from Seven Seas on June 10th. Here we go. This one kind of got my attention a little bit. Yanni, why are you saying no? I thought we liked the wild stuff in here. In this steamy romance manga, one woman is overwhelmed by the pleasure and desire she receives from her handsome fiancé, but what she really wants is to know his feelings. Aww. The art style is gorgeous. I really dig this art style, to be honest. It says, Alice is the heiress of the prestigious Cunningham Hotel Tokyo. She just knows how lucky she is. Her fiancé Reiji, the Cunningham's dedicated secretary, is handsome, cool, and responsible, and Alice is completely head over heels for him. Yet no matter how fervently she expresses her love, his responses are always ice cold. Sure, he'll tease her with passionate kisses, drive her wild with his touch, and ensure she drowns in waves of pleasure. What she truly desires is his heart. Does Reiji love her, or is it purely physical between them? Alright, Genome. So this is a spicy women's romance. I got vibes of Midnight Secretary a bit, although role reversed. Because in Midnight Secretary, he was the CEO and she was the secretary. I don't know, Sammy. We'll have to see. I think he's just kind of got the cold secretary butler persona a little bit, and she's trying. Yeah, straight out of Wattpad yet again. You're not wrong, but this one, at least this one is not as bad as Sex Drive. that one was wild. And this, yeah, like I said, this one comes out June 10th. All right, SAO fans. June 24th, we have SAO Unital Ring. It's a spin-off of the SAO series. Favorite manhwa? Well, I have not gotten into any manhwa as well. Not yet. I have some manhwa coming in very soon. Actually, I could be getting a package today. So we'll see. That might have some manhwa in it. But I'll have to make a video if I do get it. This is Kirito. Yeah, it's a different artist that's working on this one. And this is actually a manga as well, not a light novel. Most of what we get for SAO is light novels. Other manhwa, no. Both I should be getting sometime soon here. This is probably one of the most recent announcements we got, as this just came out just before Christmas. Elia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. We already have the light novel for. But we're getting the manga as well in June. Yeah. So for those that know Alia, yeah, it's pretty straightforward rom-com. But for those that don't, I'll give it a synopsis. Yes, it also just got an anime. Just has one season that came out last season. But yeah, Alisa Mikhailovina Pujo, nicknamed Leah, is a half-Russian beauty with silver hair at the top of her class, doing council accountant, and completely unapproachable. She's taken to reprimanding the slacker who sits next to her in class, Masachika Kuze, a geeky, unmotivated, and exemplary student who couldn't care less about keeping up his grades. Secretly, Alyssa holds a certain fondness for Masachika, only revealed by her occasional Russian muttered under her breath that no one in her class understands, except for Masachika. He eavesdrops on these embarrassing revelations, pretending to be clueless, all while wondering what her flirtatious comments actually mean. So this one is very cute. I like the premise because it's the kind of tsundere kind of vibes. Although she admits that she kind of likes him in a sense, or kind of teases him in Russian, and for some reason he happens to know Russian because he just got bored one day. I believe that's how it goes. Also, Masachika has a really obsessive little sister. and she's hilarious. Hi, Archmage. How are you doing? Yes, Jack. That is exactly the series. Because the sister is the sister likes to tease the brother about wanting to jump his bones, but never actually wants to. At the same time, it's just funny. Childhood friend. That's why he knows Russian. Ah, okay. There you go, Kiki. I heard wrong about that one. But yeah, this one comes out in June 24th. We love Yuki. Yuki's adorable. She's funny. Isekai Samurai. This one is actually we did this one on we went over some series on stream when Yen Press was doing some announcements. Isekai Samurai is one of them that I said I was interested in. As the final years of Sengoku period dwindle away, Ginkgo, the strongest swordsman of the era, has yet to find an opponent, a worthy opponent to slake her thirst for a fight to the death. Just when she's finally lost hope that anyone stronger than her exists, she gets transported to another world, and the first thing that Ginkgo sees there is a dragon. So this one, the art style is really cool. It's about a female swordsman that gets isekai'd and is just looking for the strongest competition. So, like, it's already a little bit different. It'll be at least worth checking out. It might not be on the top of my list, but I'm curious about it. I lied. This is the last GL. So, this one's called Convenient Semi-Friend. It's from Yen Press, and it comes out June 24th. So this one, Suna is a gloomy high school student. Suna, a gloomy high school student, leaves home to live in a dorm, but when she nervously enters her room, she finds her roommate, Ruka, feeling up another girl. She finds out Ruka needs a friend with benefits, so Suna takes charge and proposes they form a semi-friendship with benefits. Also, the artwork's done by Minoru Chigusa, who's also who did the other the GL one about the fan X Idol GL. Yes, there's a lot of GLs. There, like I said, there's about 7 out of 61 that were GLs. This is the last one, and like I said, Minoru Chigusa, I've been following their artwork for a couple of years now, so I was excited to see this one. I was not expecting it. Yeah, water break. Next up. Is this the last one? No, it's not the last one. Sailor Zombie. This one here I was not 100% interested in because when this was revealed, we didn't have a page for it. We didn't have a cover for it. This cover looks wild. I really like the blue and the pink because this is technically my colors that I use for all of my artwork. It's teal and pink. I just, for whatever reason, I love those colors combined together. But yeah, this one here is, it's 2 months have passed since since the world was overrun by zombies. High schooler Maiko Inui, a girl who longs to become an idol, finds refuge in Fujimi Girls High School, where the surviving students reside. When hordes of zombies mercilessly attack the girls, how will Maiko and her friends fight back? Horror meets harmony in this vibrant tale where heroes don't wear capes but sailor suits instead. Yeah, this one will at least be interesting. I'm kind of getting school live kind of vibes from it a little bit. I think it could be fun. I'm at least going to be checking it out. What other GLs have I gone over? I could go over, like, once I kind of finished up going through the slideshow, I can kind of go over some stuff again and kind of maybe pick out some of my favorites. But yeah. Yeah, Kiki, the colors are really cool. It's my favorite kind of color combination is like the teal and pink, or fuchsia, I guess. Shonen Jump's most how would I put it? Most controversial, maybe not controversial, but most debated series. Nui's Exorcist. This is kind of the fan servicey Exorcist series that every Shonen Jump run has to have. For as long as he can remember, Gakuro Yajima has been able to see spirits, beings that are drawn to human sadness and anger. A fateful encounter with a quirky pop culture loving spirit named Nue marks the start of Gakuro's spirit exorcist adventures. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I've seen some artwork for it. It seems pretty cool. I haven't actually had a chance to read it yet, but I will. And yeah, I'm excited to check this one out at least. Astro Royale. This comes out August 5th. Astro Royale is the latest series by the creator of Tokyo Revengers, by the way. If you could not tell by the art style. The character designs are very... because in Japan, the exorcist kind of trope is very popular. Japan has always had a long history of like exorcists and yokai and like spirits and demons and stuff like that. And so, yeah. This is one of those. New Age Exorcist is just one of those in that kind of keeping up with the constant trend. Sammy sent 2 roses. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that earlier there, Sammy. But yeah. Astro Royale, it's just... Hibara Yotsurugi is the only biological heir to the Yotsurugi Yakuza family, is caught in a power struggle with his adopted siblings over who will be the next boss, but when a meteor crashes in Tokyo, and people begin manifesting mysterious powers called Astros in the aftermath, their gang war becomes superpowered. Yeah, so yeah, this is Tokyo Revengers, the creator's new series. When this was announced, it was caught everyone off guard because no one expected the creator of Tokyo Revengers to immediately start a brand new series and for it to be in Shonen Jump, Weekly Shonen Jump, because he was with Kodansha before, and normally what ends up happening is when a mangaka starts working with a publisher, they stick with it because they're editors. I could be mistaken, but what I did hear is that his editor, or one of his editors with Tokyo Revengers, ended up moving over to Shonen Jump, and maybe that was why. But I don't know for sure. I'd have to look into that a little bit more. So yeah, this one was brought up earlier in chat, right at the very beginning. Rai. This comes out on August 12th, and it is Sumire Ichigaya's got it tough. She's drowning in debt, surrounded by noisy neighbors, fighting for discount supermarket meals, and working a dead-end job exterminating space pests left over from a failed alien invasion. It seems like things just can't get any worse until she's abducted by aliens, wakes up with a monstrous new arm, and a foul-mouthed voice in her head. All Sumire wanted to do was just get a work out of debt, but it didn't. Yeah, so now she's basically working as an exterminator. This one here has got a lot of attention from a lot of mangaka. So a lot of mangaka have really been hyping up both the art and story in this one, including Kotoyama, who is the creator of Call of the Night and Dagashi Kashi. I believe also Sui Ishida, the creator of Tokyo Ghoul, has been hyping this one up as well. So generally, when it comes to like mangaka kind of supporting and hyping up a series, that usually bodes very well for it, and it kind of says what it's called. It's called Rai. Yeah, Rai. I can maybe look up some more art for it afterwards. Maybe that's something we can do. Is for some of the series that we're interested in, yeah, we could probably take a look at some of the artwork for it, some of the official kind of like samples, something like that. An art book. So this is the first one on the list. That's actually the only one, I think. This does not have a date as of yet, but this is coming out in the summer of 2025. And so this thing, Attack on Titan Fly, is a massive 300-page art book that comes with extra merch, like it comes out with extra merch, like a necklace. No, actually, it comes with a mock key to like the basement in Attack on Titan. It comes with booklets, comes with posters and everything. There's going to be a lot of extras for this. Also, so the Japanese version of this is $150. This is also going to be a massive art book. So I don't know if anyone knows JoJo A Go-Go, right? Let me go grab it. So I have some art books here. So this is the Demon Slayer art book, right? It's pretty big. And then there's JoJo A Go-Go, which is even bigger. Attack on Titan Fly is going to be even bigger than JoJo A Go-Go. It's going to be massive. And so I can expect this art book to probably be around maybe $180, $200. This is for Attack on Titan, Hell's Relic. So, and the other thing is too is that there's going to be, oh, okay. So it comes with a replica of Aaron's Key, Mikasa's scarf, and an exclusive booklet, volume 35. How much is the JoJo one? It is... JoJo Go-Go was what? $30 US, 40 Canadian. I got it for 25 yesterday because the Boxing Day sales that Indigo has. But yeah, if your Barnes & Noble has the hardcover sale still going on, pick it up. It's worth it. JoJo Go Go is really cool. Holy crap, 250 on Amazon. Okay, because I looked on Amazon last night and I didn't see anything. Looking up anything Attack on Titan Fly was not coming up, even on the publisher, even on Kodansha's website. So yeah, it is massive because you're getting merch with it too. You're getting an extra like bonus volume 35, like I said, a key and a scarf. Yeah. This one here is gonna be interesting. A curtain call for you. The cover caught my eye with this one. This comes out in fall of 2025. I don't have a date for it either. This is probably going to be July, August. Probably August-ish. Shy Mousy Sakura Akutsu is content to keep her adventures confined to the pages of her notebook until the brash, outgoing new transfer student Tsubame Hiragi gets her hands on it, that is. The two secretly share the story as Sakura spins, but soon that secret proves too big to keep, and Tsubame whisks Sakura away into a glittering world she can never have imagined. Is this one a GL? I don't know. As Sakura learns to be confident in who she is and ignore when others think, Tsubame learns to go below the surface and dig deep for emotional truths that may have eluded her. Together they'll learn about art, love, truth, and most of all, theater. So this is a theater kid's story. Apparently, and from what I've heard, the artwork inside this one is gorgeous. I'm really interested. Is it a GL? Mangadex? Yeah, Mangadex is sometimes unreliable because fans can sometimes upload their own tags to it. It could be GL, might not be. I don't know. It feels more like a Shoujo Ai, if anything, which is, like, again, like that walks that fine line in between GL and non-GL. Ah! This one might be one of my top 5 as well. Shoot Juliet Down. This comes out from Kodansha in fall 2025. This one, yeah. Love is brutal. Love is a brutal battle between vanity and desire. Amidst the dark glamour of a host club, Velvet Kiss, Jury, also called Juliet, commands a vice-like grip on the #1 position. Impressed by this poker-faced beauty's supreme reign, newbie and #2 host Akatsuki decides he must learn Juliet's secrets and shoot him down from the top of the pack. But Akatsuki's first up close taste of Juliet's intoxicating charm leaves him craving more than he'd expected. And as he soon may learn, some secrets are better left in their bottles, and the bullet that shoots through one heart might take out more than it bargained for. So this seems like it's kind of like a messy kind of BL kind of nightlife drama. Deals with like the host club industry. For those that know the host club industry, that is very competitive and can be very drama heavy. So this one has me interested. Next up. Before You Go Extinct. Oh, Munch. Have you seen the Rooster Fighter? It's so funny. I have seen Rooster Fighter. It's absolutely ridiculous. Before You Go Extinct. This is so this is not as it seems, guys. Let me get to this, because it's not what you're thinking it is. It's before you go instinct, a darkly comic look at the meaning and meaninglessness of life through the eyes of various adorable and occasionally psychopathic species facing extinction. It's a dark comedy. A humble rock is at the center of this transmigratory tale of two souls who take the form of penguins, otters, crows, and more as they learn about the value of culture, the beauty of play in the face of capitalist pressure to produce and reproduce, and the power of love in the face of total annihilation. So, the main character is the rock. And it kind of has that kind of, the rock is the main character. It's kind of like, To Your Eternity in a sense. The rock is the main character, yes. It's a sentient rock that is the main character. And it follows the two souls that take on different forms. So kind of like To Eternity in that kind of sense, and kind of observes what's going on. and how all the stuff going on all around. Yeah, how do I explain this? I read the synopsis and I was just like, what the fuck? And I needed to check it out. Right? This is one of those stories where, yeah, it's just seems so weird. That it's just got to be checked out, right? It's just, yeah. I'm interested in this one. We'll see. It comes out from Kodansha in the fall. It's called Before You Go Extinct. Yeah. Also, for those that don't know, penguins are actually kind of psychopathic animals and creatures. They're not very friendly to other penguins. So yeah, yeah, penguins. If you want to keep penguins as they are and love them for what they are, don't look into what penguins can do. But yeah, that was the last one. So that was all 61 of them. I'm sorry, Yanni. Kiki, tell you what. Oh, penguins. Well, just because I don't want to destroy the image of penguins for others in here, um, you can Google that because I don't want to. Yeah, like for example, like Yanni. Yeah. User reincarnated as Yamcha. Since you showed up, I'll grab it for you. Here you go. Here's your reincarnated as Yamcha. So yeah, what are you guys excited for? There's a lot of really good titles. There's way more than this, also, by the way. There's probably over 100. Yes, it probably would be revealed in the book, Kiki, the GL ones. Um, the ones I'm most excited for. Shall we build a list? Yeah, let's build a list. Mm-hmm. Maybe let's go top 5. Whoa, get back over here. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, definitely excited for Spy Family 13 and 14. Okay, carry with a K. Spy Family 13 and 14. Is the penguin thing going to be revealed in the book? Probably yes. I'm personally looking forward to the new Ryukishi series. Yeah, the only thing is Archmage, I'm not sure when it's coming out. We don't know. What are your thoughts on Hunter x Hunter? I'm interested in. I really like Hunter x Hunter. It has some of my favorite world building. It has one of my favorite. Actually, probably has my favorite power system in like shonen anime, or even just like anime in general, or manga in general. Because it's so thought out and so unique. The other one is like the characters are great for the most part. There's a lot of good character development, like Gon's part, Killua's part. Even in some of the villains, you see like Meruem has great development. Um, the only inconsistency is the artwork for manga. The artwork is a little bit iffy, but that's because Togashi has like bad back issues. So I definitely feel him there because I have some serious back issues of my own. So what did I say? We'll put down. Actually, there we go. So we'll do 6. No, that's supposed to be 6, 7, not 88. What are you talking about? 9. 10. Do top 10 titles. So what should we put down? Do you think everything Kentucky K will get an English version? It's possible, Kari. Typically though, like gag manga like Seki K haven't really done well in English. Like even like really famous ones like Yotsuba, Nichijou, they do all right. I think with Psyche K, there's a little bit of apprehension on publisher's part for publishing that one because of like that history. So it like even the beginning of Gintama is very gag heavy, and Gintama did not sell well. So yes, so let's start with let's put 13th Footprint in 6th. Because 13th Footprint is the series, the new series from the creator of Erased. B-Stars, I don't have It's Hayden. Shoot Juliet Down. Shoot Juliet Down. Let's put an 8th for right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Number 2. Now this one might be a little bit of a surprise. The Attack on Titan art book, I'm putting at number 2. Because I think, even with how expensive that is going to be, that is like going to be like the perfect collector's item. Also, Attack on Titan has some great artwork, especially as like the series progressed. Let's see. I want to put... Now that we draw. Now that we draw, it's going to go 7. Oh. Will I be buying it? I'm going to try to. What happened with Hunter x Hunter release? Wasn't the 35th and 36th released in 2017? Yes. So Kiki, Hunter x Hunter's been on hiatus for a long period of time because Togashi has severe back issues, which impairs his ability to actually write and draw, especially draw. And he was very stubborn for a long time, and refused to get assistants to help him. But he finally got to the point where he was writing enough stories down. He had about, I think he said, he had about 40 or 50 chapters worth of stuff written down, and he wanted to get back to work. He wanted to finally get back to it, and his back started actually improving to the point that he could write. So now he's actually back, and then there's also volume 38 that's come out in Japan this year. Yeah, he announced like 50 chapters, and he's still working on even more. But do you know why Nana has been off hiatus for so long? So Nana, it's the same kind of issues that, except for it's a lot more vague with Nana. So it was announced that back in, I think, 2004, that the creator of Nana was hospitalized for a health condition. And since she was hospitalized, there has been absolutely nothing for the series coming out. We don't know what the health condition was. We don't know how she's doing. The latest news that we actually had is that early this year, I think in like January, February, she actually put on an art exhibit in Japan. And it was like the first thing that she had done in like a decade. So is Nana coming back? Maybe. We just don't know. I heard Black Clover is going to have a new season in 2025. It'll be a new manga for it too. So yes, Black Clover is ongoing. Black Clover took a 6-month break. So because it was switching from Weekly Shonen Jump, which is like weekly, as the name suggests, it was coming out every single week, switched to a monthly format. So it moved from Weekly Shonen Jump to Jump Square, Jump SQ. And they release every single month. And to do that, he took a little break to kind of write some story ideas down, actually get back some help, because he was having issues being like sick constantly. He was having like constantly getting the flu, stuff like that. And so he took some time to rest, write some more stories, and it actually came back recently. So we're getting some new manga soon. And then I think the anime will come back when the series is done. What should I put down? You know what? Let's put the penguin in number 10. Penguins are going to go for number 10. Let's see. Number 3 will be Stardust. Stardust Family, number 3. Yay, Genome! Magus mentioned. Ha! I beat you 2 to it for once. I'm intrigued about the penguin now. That'll look kind of look. Exactly right. The penguin sounds so freaking weird, but it's that weirdness that's appealing to it, right? What's another one here? Ah, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna change Attack on Titan Fly to number 4. Stardust Family to number 2. I'm gonna put Kaya-chan Isn't Scary at number 3. Magus mentioned is the thing. And then yes. Should we put Pink Candy Kiss in 9? I'm thinking maybe. Number 5, I'm really wanting to check out It's All Your Fault. Let's see, what else? What else? What should be number 1? What do we think is my number 1 here? Should we go... What is this one again? No, that's Pet Shop Horrors. Steel Ball Run in here. Steel Ball Run was not. Sex Drive, yes. This is getting really tricky now. It's tough finding like the final ones. I don't even have Rai on here too. Ew, okay. Shoot Juliet down. I'm gonna take Shoot Juliet down off. Black Clover, Black Clover. Yes, Black Clover Mitsuri. Steel Ball Run. A reason why I didn't put down Steel Ball Run because it's an ongoing series and it's just like another part to that story. Snow Angel is the other one, Jack. Did you do the one with the bright pink and blue colors? Kiki, I did not. That was Sailor Zombie. Pink Candy Kiss I'll probably take off as well. Because I'll probably do a top 10 and then I'll do like an honorable mentions. I'll put Pink Candy Kiss, Shoot Juliet Down will go in the honorable mentions. Maybe Sailor Zombie. Because actually, you know what? Right now, I think Stardust Family is number 1 for me. Like, the more I think about that series, the more interested I get in it. Snow Angel. You know what? I think Snow Angel doesn't deserve to be a honorable mention. I think it deserves to be in the top 10. 13th Footprint, Now That We Draw, those are right. Before You Go Extinct, that's right. It's All Your Fault, I'm really looking forward to. This one. What does the Stardust Family cover look like? So this is Stardust Family. The Stardust Family, it's kind of got that creepy aspect where the parents' eyes are shadowed out and like you can only see the kids. Um, yeah, Stardust Family is probably #1 for me. Because yeah, like, uh, Zach, I don't know if you were here before. Stardust Family is a story in which having parents are not allowed to have children. It is completely illegal, and the children hold the authority and determine who may become parents. So what happens is that families have to go through like an extreme like examination process, which certifies them as like good families because like that way there's no child abuse, and it seems like a perfect world, right? But the an examiner ends up interviewing a family and learns that there may be something a little bit dark behind the scenes. So it's a very interesting mystery kind of drama. It's also apparently a short series. From what I understand, it's a 2-volume omnibus. So it's going to be a one and done, which is, for a series like this, I don't think it needs to drag out. It just needs to hook right away. Is it colored on the inside or is it 2-in-1? I think it's a 2-in-1. So Stardust Family, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense why it would be there. Should we put this one on there, guys? The MILF fantasy. This one got me. No, this is not going on the top 10 list. This is, well, maybe honorable mentions. I don't know. Honorable mentions for the memes. I'm contemplating put Idol X Idol Story in maybe #8. We'll see. Also, for whatever reason, this one did not show up when I did the slideshow. So this one here, it kind of skipped over for some reason. This is actually a novel. It's called Dr. Mascherito's Ultimate Manga Techniques. So this is a novel that was written by a long-time editor that worked with Akira Toriyama. So it's like a great behind-the-scenes look of the manga industry, especially like what it was like working on Dragon Ball. So this one, for some reason, like I said, for some reason it skipped over. And yeah, even one of the editor was turned into a character in Dragon Ball. So I always find these behind the scenes kind of looks at the manga industry very cool and just like informative because like I like learning about the history of manga and how the industry works, right? Um, it won't be in my top 10 though, but maybe honorable mentions. What else do we have here? It's all your faults. The anemone feels the heat. Oh, you know which one I should put in there? If I can find it. I want to love you until your dying day. Kiki, I do actually. I have a lot of shoujo beat. My daughter has about 1,000 volumes up in her room, and then I have about a couple hundred. You think, yeah, now for this one, Yanni? I really like the aspect of like darker Yuris, darker GLs. Is the history of the world manga this? There's actually been a few of them, Jack. Right? There's been a few stories like that. Things that have been put out, and there's usually like a couple a year. I have one. Let me show you. Hey, camera, wake up. Why is it giving me problems right now? All right, because my camera has its tracking on. Um, and it's not wanting to behave, so I gotta reset it. So just give me a second. This camera. Now, why doesn't it want to open the app? There we go. Main. I'm back. Disappeared on me. Anyways, let me take off tracking. So, do you have or your daughter have Red River? Yes. So my daughter and I actually have all but 2 volumes of the Red River manga. Oh, there's a big delay in the camera. Let me. Yeah, closing that up down. Where did I find them? I found most of them at a secondhand bookstore. Okay. Let us. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's do it that way. Also, I found this manga recently I'd never heard of before. I think it was called Big Order. Yes, Big Order does exist. I have seen it around, but it's relatively uncommon. That is pretty lucky to find that, though, Carrie. Okay. I don't know why the webcam's acting up, but I guess we'll have to deal with it for now. Let's put I Want to Love You Until Your Dying Day on the list. Because this will go where? Let's put it here for right now. Kaya-chan is probably going to move up to 2. All Your Faults. I'm a little bit more interested in It's All Your Fault over Idol X Idol Story. So I'll move It's All Your Fault up to 3. And Idol X Idol Story. There we go. I never thought that I would see this manga again, Loki. Which one, Yanni? All right. So yes. Let's change the font down to 1 size. That way, so hopefully... Okay. So yeah, we managed to get through them all in 2 hours. Is there any guys that you want to go over again? Some of them... I know some of you kind of showed up halfway through. Hi, Savannah. Aw, thank you for the roses, Savannah. You're amazing. I do remember you for sure. Dying Day, W. Let's go. Thank you, Yanni. I appreciate that. This was a... I spent... I was just gonna download a bunch of the covers and just go through, tab through, like a folder. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this fun. I'm gonna make a slideshow out of it. So I ended up spending about 5 hours last night from about, like, midnight till 5 in the morning making this. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It was fun. But now that I have this made, I can just save this and do this for other things too, because like someone was mentioning before, we should do this for anime too for 2025, which I can do too. Now I don't make a lot of anime content specifically, but I can. It all depends on what you guys want, right? Can you go over some of the ones in January, February? I joined during May. Kiki, yes, for sure, Kiki. Okay, so there's Blood Night Market here. No, 1 second here. Yeah, I know. She texted me. Anyways, so here we go. First one we have up for what January was Blood Night Market. Blood Night Market is January 7th. This is one I'm really looking forward to. Is there like a separation between audio and video right now, or is it coming through clearly? But yeah. It's good. Okay. Because on my end, from what I'm seeing on my like little sample screen, it's way behind. But as long as it's perfect for you guys, that's what matters. So yeah, Blood Night Market. This is from the creator of Cast Heaven. Also, the creator Chise Ogawa also does shoujo stuff under the name Takagi Shigeyoshi, which is her actual name, and said she has Flowers in a Storm, which came out under Shoujo Beat of about 7-8 years ago. Okay. We'll get through it for now, hopefully, but as long as you can hear me, that's what matters. But yeah, this is like a Vampire Society kind of dark BL, actually. But it's in a seinen magazine. So, with this one here, it's probably not going to have a lot of the more BL tropes that people will be expecting when they think of BL. It's probably going to be something closer to like Sasuke and Miyano, or what's it called? Sasuke Mino, something like Given. So, if you want to kind of tiptoe into to BL, this would be a good choice. This is one that I'm going to be picking up and I'm really excited for. This will probably be maybe on my honorable mentions, maybe not. We'll see. Then there's Ruri Dragon, which is one of the most popular, has probably had one of the best starts in like Shonen Jump history. Yeah, basically, girl wakes up, she discovers that she has fangs and dragon and horns. And her mother's like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, your dad's a dragon." And it's basically just her going about her life, trying to deal with her being a little bit different than everyone else because now she has dragon characteristics, while also trying to learn about, like, why is my dad a dragon? Where is he? So, this one here was on hiatus for a long, long time, but it's back. Next one is, okay, actually, let me go back to the slideshow form. So we'll go from January to March, because in case people came, a lot of people seem like they came around April, May. But yeah, Beyblade X. So this one is, I know, I want to check this one out because of who it's by. So Beyblade X is written by Homura Kawamoto, who is the mangaka that did Kakegurui, so the Compulsive Gambler series, and Hikaru Muno, who wrote the anime series High Card, which is pretty good, pretty interesting. And then the art is done by Posaka Demizu, who did the art for Promised Neverland. Now, that is just like a high caliber list of creators. So that one has me interested. It's Beyblade, so it's gonna be straightforward and simple. Firefly Wedding. This is kind of like love enemies to lovers, Stockholm Syndrome kind of story. As she's the daughter of a noblewoman that kind of, I believe she gets abducted by a rival clan. He's an assassin that's sent to kill those abductors, and she basically pleads with the assassin, who's like, "Don't kill me, I'll marry you." And he's like, "Okay," but he's just psychotic. Have you ever watched the Kaiji anime? I have not, Jack. I have not. So this one comes out January as well. This one will be interesting. Yeah, this one is a pretty big deal. A lot of people are really excited this one got licensed. And this comes out right away too. So like 2.5 weeks. Then there's Vagabond. Everyone knows Vagabond. We're just getting the definitive hardcover edition. What's the English title? Firefly Wedding. Can you guys not see the title? Because the way I had it set up was that you guys should be able to see the picture, and then there's a title right above. But if you guys can't see the title, that means I might have not cropped it properly. Yeah, right at the top there's Firefly Wedding. Yeah. I tried to format this slideshow so that everything kind of fits around where my head is. Okay, yeah. So that does happen. I might have to fix that for a future slideshow. But yeah, Firefly Wedding, Vagabond Definitive Edition. Yeah, so like the usual for you kind of, yeah, following, yeah. Dracu. This was an interesting one. This is a Vampire X delinquent story. I thought it was cool, kind of interesting. The cover got my attention because it's just has the weird kind of like polka dot kind of Ben-Day dot kind of aesthetic to it, which you don't really see in too much manga. It's more so of a Western comic thing. And yeah, She's basically just trying to hide her identity as a vampire. He's a delinquent that kind of gets into trouble, and yeah, stuff happens. It seems interesting enough. Hell is Dark with No Flowers. This is a supernatural BL, or shonen I guess, maybe BL. But yeah, basically, Japanese guy. He's able to see spirits. He sees humans as dark spirits. For which one, the Vagabond or Dracq? For Dracq, I don't know. For Vagabond, this is the cover. Dracq, we can actually take a look and see, because that's one thing I'd be interested in checking out. Hell is Dark with No Flowers is, yeah, it basically guys sees humans as evil demonic spirits, so he's just trying to get away from society. He just goes off to a mountain range in Europe. And he comes across a mansion where there's this bewitchingly beautiful boy who's an exorcist, who's also from Japan, and basically says, like, yeah, I'll help you, but you have to work for me as my assistant. And it's just kind of spirit exorcism and BL plot lines. This one, I just thought it was kind of, might check it out. This is probably like the weakest out of my entire list. I just thought, maybe, why not? Honoko Akabane's Bodyguards. This one is very similar to, 1 second, I got a text message here. Nope. But yeah, this is basically very similar to Mission Yozakura Family. Which one? Why is my phone playing stuff randomly? That was weird. Anyways, last one. This one here. Elf Sisters Can't Wait for the Night. No, it's a harem rom-com. This one here, Honoko Akabane, is basically, yeah, he's basically hired to be a bodyguard for Yakuza boss. Yakuza boss's daughter. So basically, yeah, same premise as Mission Yozakura Family, except for he's protecting her from outside, not just other random bullshit. Boruto to Blue Vortex. This comes out February. Now that we draw, this one I'm really interested in. I know not a lot of other people will be. I just like, this sounds like such a funny premise for a rom-com story. Cover aside. But yeah, it's basically about two aspiring manga creators. Both get shut down by their publishers because they don't have enough experience when it comes to writing like romance or stuff like that. Basically, romantic plot lines, like basically their ideal partner characters in their stories. And so they're like, well, you're struggling to write male characters and I'm struggling to write female characters, so why don't we work together and try to help each other get better at writing that stuff. And it's supposed to be like pretty damn funny from what I have heard. Then there's Pet Shop of Horrors, which is a classic supernatural horror. It's getting a brand new translation too, which is a big deal, because the last time Pet Shop of Horrors got a print was like 2002, I think. It's been out. It was a long time ago. Pet Shop has a pretty unique art style. This isn't. Seven Seas still does not have the actual cover art. This is just like their placeholder. So I don't know if it will change much, but it'll probably be basically this in some way, shape, or form. And then I Want to Love You Until Your Dying Day. This is the dark. This is the dark Yuri GL one, where it's like the children are in an orphanage. They're being trained to be assassins, or not assassins, but child soldiers, basically. And yeah, there's the girl that just wants nothing to do with it. She wants to get out of this life, and then there's another girl that's like, well, this is all I know. So like, how will it play out? This one, yeah, I've heard it's just sad. Even Yanni has been saying that this is, it's dark, it's sad. I like this kind of thing when it comes to Yuri or GL, because there's just so much of just like high school romances when it comes to GL. There's now some like workplace rom-coms. There's now some more adult focused romances when it comes to GLs. But like having a darker, more take on it. Yeah, that can be an issue sometimes. I don't tend to judge series by like appearances like that. I don't think that they're connected. It's like right over here, there's kind of like an overlap right behind the hand, where there's kind of like right around here. Oh, you guys can't even see my mouse anyways. But yeah, like right where it's like between dying and day, there's like right where their hands are, there's like it looks like there's a fold. At least I can see it on my screen, like full up close. This one here, this is a funny one, and this is a light novel series that I might pick up, mostly because the premise is interesting. Because there's one thing that Yuri and GL fans hate, it's when a male character inserts themselves, and just for no reason, right? And so the main character absolutely hates that trope, and he just happens to get isekai'd into his favorite Yuri game, where he is that male character, right? So he becomes the thing he hates the most, and he wants to try and set it right by not basically being. It's basically kind of along the lines of like the villainess trope, right? Where like someone gets isekai'd into like a Notome game or like a villainess story, and they're like, "Well, I know I'm gonna die, so I gotta change things." Well, he's got to change things because he doesn't want to be that character. So the premise just I enjoyed it. I like the premise a lot. But since it's a light novel, light novels aren't exactly my thing, but I'm still gonna give it a shot. If it was a manga version of this, it would probably be on my top 10. This is also a light novel, but this is Did You Think My Yuri Was Just for Show? This is basically an idol fan ex-idol romance. Done by one of my favorite artists. So we'll see what this one is. Again, light novel, so not too high on it. Their art is cute. Minori Chigusa is a fantastic artist. You can go check out their stuff on Twitter or X and even Blue Sky. They make some really gorgeous art. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in Dungeon? Yeah, just basically a side story for Danmachi. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in Dungeon? Just kind of more so to expand the lore, kind of give some background information. I love Danmachi as a series. It gets shit on a lot because of it is kind of technically a harem, but not really at the same time. I just like it. It's a fun series for me. Liar Liar. This is basically, it's kind of got the Kakaguri vibes a little bit without being sadistic. Basically, yeah, it's about a high school where kids play games to kind of basically improve their standing. And a brand new student defeats the long reigning champion, but is there like a scandal because were they cheating? Apparently there's an anime for it already. There's also a light novel for it. This is just the manga version that's coming out this year. I thought it's worth checking out. There's the first Fate manga to be licensed in like a decade. So, not 100% interested in this one, but it's Fate, and I enjoy Fate a little bit. But unfortunately, it's the Lolly Yuri one, technically. Well, Shoujo Ai, I guess. But it is what it is. This one. Let's not talk about this one. 4 Lives Remain. Tatsuya Endo's Before Spy Family. It's more of just the jump scare. Jump scare with boobs. Yeah, it's just basically Tio. Someone put it basically Tio from Ari Ferretta. Basically, the character just perpetually has a dirty mind and always takes things the wrong way. And it's supposed to be pretty funny from what I've heard, but it is what it is. I'm willing to try out anything when it comes to manga series. So as long as the premise seems interesting or funny or... yeah, I'll check it out. And then this is basically a whole bunch of short stories from the creator of Spy Family. There's Rosenmaid Collector's Edition. Rosenmaid's finally getting a reprint. No, it's not Kiki. It's not. It's more so misunderstandings from what I understand, but with a little bit of like... it's not like full-on in-your-face kind of adult content, but it is mature. Just because of the jokes. At least from what I understand. But yeah, Collector's Edition of Rosenmaid. These are going to look gorgeous. They're going to be hardcovers. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Dead Rock, the new series by the creator of Fairy Tail. It's kind of like a Demon School Academy kind of thing, which is a pretty common trope, but it's Hiro Mashima, so it might be good. Hiro Mashima just never really fails when it comes to manga. Right, Blue Star? Because yeah, Rosenmaid was one of those niche series that I guess what ended up happening though is a lot of people were suggesting to Seven Seas, because Seven Seas does their monthly surveys where people can be like, hey, we want to recommend this series that you guys license, and Seven Seas looks at it. Apparently, Rose and Maiden was recommended to them a lot, so I guess there's a demand for it. Hi, Eric. Sunday Funday, yeah. So Sunday Funday, we're just doing... Yeah, so this is going to be the hardcover, so it's going to be kind of, like, really ornate, kind of pillowed. From what I understand, it's going to be, like, because it has, like, the pillow texture here, so it might be like a Berserk, where it's going to be, like, a faux leather, but be, like, pillowed and embossed, and just kind of, like, Rose and Maiden portrait. It's going to be pure white. Yeah, I have seen a lot of clips of the anime. I had a bunch of the volumes. I had a bunch of the volumes, but I ended up selling them to a friend because they were looking for the series. And then, funny enough, literally after I sold them to a friend, about 2-3 weeks later, they announced this. Rose and Maiden, and there's Rose and Maiden Saga, I think. There's a sequel series, which I think is going to be part of this. I'm not sure. I've never read Rose and Maiden. What's it called? So, for those that don't know about Rose and Maiden, I'll kind of give you a rundown. So, it's the hit gothic fantasy about elegant dolls and a deadly game which inspired the multimedia franchise, blah, 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 blah. After enduring cruelty from his classmates, Sakurada Jun shuts himself away, preferring to live in solitude. Just when he thought he'd found peace and seclusion, a mysterious box disrupts his world, revealing the enigmatic Shinku, a living doll from the legendary Rose and Maiden collection. Shinku is beautiful yet demanding, and instantly declares that Shun shall be her new servant. Before he can wrap his head around the unusual events, they're attacked. With no other options for survival, Jun agrees to a contract with Shinku and witnesses the true nature of her power. So I'm getting kind of like Zatchbell mixed with Chobits. I don't know much about the series, other than the synopsis and what clips I've seen, but it reminds me of Zatchbell and Chobits. So, we already did Dead Rock. Let's also not talk about this one. This seemed like dumb, spicy fun. Eh. Kiki, I try to read everything I have. Some stuff I read to read in the future. Yes, Kiki, that is a GL. This is more of a spicy GL, though, because it's about a princess and a knight that are in love, and unfortunately the princess is cursed, so they have to do pervy things. Yes. Yes, there actually is. So Pugelton, there's going to be a brand new one. The Anemone Feels the Heat. This one, I don't know how this one's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be really good. Could be sad, could be dramatic. So it is wholesome? Okay. The art is good, too. I'm not sure why they changed the title of this one, because you can see here on the side of the cover that the title in Japanese has actually been anglicized. It's on its own. It's called The Girl Doesn't Know Her Heat. So I don't know why they put Anemone. There has to be another inference from Anemone. It's so wholesome, made me kick my feet. That's what I'd like to hear, Yanni. But yeah, it's basically a girl that kind of failed at getting into the high school that she wanted to. Then there's the sick girl that kind of beat her for her... yes, they are, I guess, per sassy. Throws a... Basically, yeah, the sick girl kind of ends up taking her spot and makes it so that she can't get in. And so she's like, instead of trying to get back at her, though, she's kind of wants to try and understand her friend. But yeah, like, when it comes to Yuri or GL, there's like... It's not a will they, won't they, it's a when will they kind of thing, right? So... I don't consider, like, oh, they end up together as a spoiler. But other people might, but that's just me. They do look cute. Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride. This is a Jose series. Shoujo or Jose? I think it's a Jose. That's written by the creator of Kakurio, Bread and Breakfast for Spirits. And it's done. The artwork is done by the creator of Captive Hearts of Oz and Alice in the Country of Clover. So this is basically like a supernatural kind of love-scorned kind of knight in shining armor. Basically, the main girl, ends up being cursed, and because of that, she's not able to marry her fiance because he's disgusted every single time he looks at her, just because that's how the curse makes her look to him. And because of that, her cousin ends up stealing her fiance away. So she's kind of despaired, kind of, yeah. Then she ends up running into this prince, this knight in shining armor, that sees her for what she actually is. So it's a bit of a supernatural. Yeah, I think this will be pretty good. It's not normally my cup of tea, but I'm interested enough in it. It's All Your Fault is one of the other GLs. This one here I'm interested in. Because this one is basically My Dress Up Darling, but GL. One is aiming to be make the most perfectly accurate costumes ever made, and then the other one's a massive cosplayer that has a lot of fans, and they're kind of interacting with each other and kind of working together, but also not getting along when it comes in terms to ideas. Also, so this is by Mary Hatchie, which I do have something to show you guys. So there's another little bit of an interesting story with this one, is that the creator Mary Hatchie already has one series out in English. It's called Love to Lie Angle. This is probably one of the rarest volumes I have, and it's just a cute kind of cohabitation Yuri. But they're finally getting this series out in English, which means that maybe Love to Lie Angle might get a reprint one of these days. Because one thing the publishers like to do, and this is going to go a little bit of a side tangent, but one thing the publishers like to do is they like to rescue licenses, right? So if there's a series that was not fully published but was popular enough or was in demand enough, the publishers might look at, be like, hey, we already published stuff by this creator, we already have an established relationship with the publisher or the creator themselves, and then, so I guess we'll just rescue it and bring it back. Why is it rare? It's because it was printed by a publisher called Pecci, or DMP. So DMP is a publisher that's been kind of around for like the last 10 years. They're really flaky. They do a lot of crowdfunding. They do a lot of... they just do a lot of crowdfunding, and sometimes their campaigns don't go through. And what it seems like they do is when they license do a crowdfunding for the series, the excess money they make from the crowdfunding, they use to license other stuff. And this is one of the series that they ended up picking up. And from what I know of, there's only 2 volumes that I've ever seen. I've talked to a lot of like collectors that have been around for a long, long time. They've never even heard of the series. So that, yeah, the only 2 volumes I know of are the one that I have, and then the one that someone gave to me. It's called Love to Lie Angle. Love to Lie Angle. And there's only 1 volume of it. It's actually like a 7-volume series, but the publisher printed 1 volume and never printed the rest. No, it's not a harem. It's a cohabitation. So it's also a Yuri GL series, but it's like the character moves to another town to go to school, and she lives in a shared dorm. And so there's different characters in there. Some are shy, some are really bubbly. There's the one girl with the pinkish white hair is like very aloof and kind of tsundere. And yeah, this is kind of interesting dynamic between the characters. I thought it was quite good. There's actually an anime for it too. What's interesting about the anime is that it's a 5-minute episode anime. They put out 12 episodes of it. So you can actually go check it out if you're interested in it. Yep. It is expensive on eBay. Because I've looked on before on eBay, absolutely nothing, no history, which means that there was no listings available, and there was nothing like in the last 6 months that had sold. So, like, I guess there's another 3rd copy sitting around there somewhere. Super Ball Girls. So yeah, we're just going through the first few months again because there's a lot of people that came in afterwards, after I started. But yeah, Super Ball Girls. This is by the writer of Blue Lock and the creator of Prison School. The creator of Prison School is doing the art for this. This seems like a wildly bizarre and random series. I just want to check it out because I've heard wild things about it. The artwork is cool. It seems like it's going to be just crazy. Oh, Savannah, you sent perfumes as well. I didn't see that until now. I gotta get notifications for whenever I get gifts. Shame. And Versus Love. This is we'll finish up April and then we'll probably go into something else. We can also look at some artwork for some series if you guys want. because that way we can check out. I think someone wanted to see Dracula. This is Romeo and Romeo. This is also by the creator of Blood Night Market. So Blood Night Market is like the Vampire Society BL one. This is Romeo and Romeo. They're basically leaders of rival gangs. They meet up one day, kind of fall in love, not realizing that they're leaders of like the rival gangs. And then like, will they become lovers? Will their gangs tear them apart? Well, what will happen? So we already have Juliet and Juliet's story that I have in my collection. Now we're gonna have Romeo and Romeo. So this one's gonna be cool. Pink Candy Kiss. This is the outfits are cool. You got Mr. Sweater Vest with a pop collar and then button up with a blazer. I like it. Pink Candy Kiss. So this is a lost love kind of story. She had a crush on one of the girls, on the other girl in middle school. Yeah, I really like that soft pastel aesthetic to it. But yeah, she loved this girl in middle school. They run into each other 20 years later. Her friend is married that she had a crush on. Will something happen? Will they rekindle the romance? I don't know. This seems like it's gonna be drama heavy. Drama heavy. This comes out April Fool's Day. This comes out, by the way. Gene Bride. This is the kind of sci-fi. It's a sci-fi drama. I don't get the sci-fi aspect of it very much. Run Away With Me Girl, kind of, yes, Yanni. Hey, no problem, Carrie. Carrie with a K. Other Carrie's still here. I haven't seen her talk for a while, so I might have to summon her. Magus of the Library, Carrie. Reminds me of Run Away With the Girl. Yeah. Yeah. What I'll be doing, though, is if there's any series that you guys are kind of apprehensive on, what I'll be doing is reviews of these series that I pick up. And so if you guys are kind of unsure of if you want to get it or not, you can kind of come check out my videos and see what I have to think about it. And then you can kind of go from there. Or, like you said, you can kind of pick it up on your own. But yeah, Gene Bride is about a woman that's kind of in a really rough environment in her workplace. There's a lot of misogyny going on. She's being constantly harassed by coworkers. But then she kind of gets a former classmate shows up that she was part of a destined pair kind of experiment that the school did. And this destined pair is like, they did like blood testing, DNA testing, genetic testing. They're like, okay, you guys are compatible together. This guy just shows up again, and so it's like, will something happen out of it? I don't know. The sci-fi element is kind of interesting to me, because I'm assuming, I don't know why they called sci-fi if there's not even like, unless there's a plot twist of some kind. Kaiju number 8 B-side story for so Magus of the Library. It is my favorite ongoing series right now, because the big thing about that story is that it deals with a lot of aspects when it comes to books and how books are treated, how people feel about books, how books are the effect that books have on people in society, their cultures, their religions, and everything like that. Also, like history. So it's like a sense of a bookworm in that sense. But what ends up happening too is that it's kind of speaks to you as a book lover directly, right? And I absolutely love manga that kind of speak to you as speak to you directly. So that even something like Sweetness and Lightning for me, because Sweetness and Lightning is about a single father with a young daughter, and they're kind of bonding over food, and then because after the wife dies. So for me, I'm a single father with a young daughter, and my daughter and I, one of our favorite things to do is we like to go on dad and daughter dates, going out to restaurants, going to eat, doing stuff like that, cooking at home. That like seeing Sweetness and Lightning with my daughter after, like, you know, being with her, it's just speaks to me on a personal level, which I absolutely love when series do that. For me, as a book lover, Magus the Library does that too. So that's why I always recommend it. If you're a big manga fan or if you're a big book fan, you don't even have to be into manga at all. If you like books, you'll appreciate the series and what it has to say, because it goes into some detailed stuff like How should history be preserved? How should like what are the dangers of say like book bans, stuff like that. Yeah, that's why like I know it's kind of become a meme in my kind of community because people are like, oh, Magus mentioned, because I do mention it a lot because but like it's also one of those things where it's done quite well in Japan, but for whatever reason it's not done well here, and I really wanted to see it become popular here because I think it has the potential to be on the same level as a series like Freerin or a series like Freerin or even Delicious in Dungeon or even Witch Atelier. Question: do you have any blue box manga? Yes, Lost, I do. So blue box is right up there. It's just right above the edge of the camera. But yeah, there you go. One blue box. Kaiju number 8 is over off to the right of me, but it's behind another row, so I can't take it out. But yeah, let's finish up April, and then we can go on to looking at some images for some of the some images for some of the series. Kaya-chan isn't scary. This one is one of the ones I'm most excited for. I think I have it at number 2 or number 3, I think, on my top 10 for this year. Because this one just hits all the right notes for me. It's a horror, action, comedy. Well, supernatural, I guess, but supernatural's tied to horror. What it's about is that it's a girl in kindergarten. I'll just read the synopsis. Kaya-chan is a notorious problem child in her kindergarten, but none of the adults know her secret till Chi-sensei is put in charge and learns of Kaya-chan's hidden ability to see evil spirits and vanquish them with a punch. What will happen to this 5-year-old who gets in trouble when she's only trying to help? So basically, she's able to see the spirits that are haunting like the kid in her class, and so she kind of gets aggressive and kind of pushes kids out of the way to kind of it has 9 volumes already in Japan or more. But yeah, it just has such a cool concept. And Kaya's adorable. Oh, maybe that's why. There's One Piece Heroines, which is basically a novel all about the side stories of like the One Piece ladies. So there's Nami being in a fashion show, Robin working with Sabo and Koala to decipher tablets, Vivi getting an unexpected love letter from a secret admirer. Stream keeps lagging because I've been having issues for my camera. Let me see. Because it's not really lagging on my end. Too bad. Okay, let me try and fix some things here. Okay, oh, that's better. Yeah, interesting. Because yeah, as soon as my camera started acting up, that's when I noticed some issues start to show up. Oh, that's not right. Even Task Manager's having issues. Huh. Okay, let's try this out here. If need be, I might just need to relaunch the stream and see if that works. Yeah, I can try. Let's get rid of Discord. Discord does not need to be running. Let's get rid of my controller. Is it getting better for you guys, or is it still kind of laggy? It is delayed a bit. It's good for now. Still kind of laggy. Better now. Okay. So I think there's just some processes that were running that were kind of causing some problems. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to relaunch the stream. So give me like 20 seconds and try to join again. Okay, guys?